Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. All right, Sabbath and peace to all you Hebrews. All right, all praise be to the Patriotism of Isaac and Jacob, for his mercy truly endured forever. It's a blessing and an honor to keep Shabbat with all of you. Hallelujah. All right. It's a blessing and an honor to keep Shabbat with the children of Israel, those chosen of the Most High, those that have repented back to the law and statute commandments that was given to us and only us. Right? You know, that is a bold statement, but it's true by way of scripture. The Most High has so much favor with these people to have us know his way. You know, he could have taught anybody. He created all nations on the earth, right? So he could have chosen any nation that he created. But he chose the children of Israel, and for that we are truly thankful. And we are glad that the things that please the Most High was made known unto us. So as it been made known unto us, it is in our responsibility to do that which pleases the Most High, So we're going to keep the Shabbat holy. We're going to go into his holy Torah. We're going to feast on his portion. The portion for this Shabbat day we're still in the book of Shemot, which is Exodus. And the portion we're going over today is Mishpatim, which means ordinances or laws. And it's found in Exodus 21:1 to Exodus 24:18. That's Exodus 21:1 to Exodus 24:18. Right? So the Mishpatim, the ordinances and the laws. So where are we at now in our history? Last portion. Who remembers where we left off last portion? What are some of the things that happened? Right? What was just given to us in the last portion? Cairo? The 10 Commandments, right? Who gave it to us? Who gave us the 10 Commandments? The Most High, that's right. That's a trick question. Well, yes, the Most High, right? He gave us the 10 Commandments. He sent an angel down upon the mountaintop to speak the 10 Commandments from that top of that mountain into the ears of the people, okay? So this was a visitation that took place. A visitation of our holy power, right? We learned, that how to remain clean in time when we come present ourselves before the power of the Most High, right? We should present ourselves clean. There was instructions given by the Most High that Moses then passed on to the people, that no one should touch the mount, for his presence will be upon the mount. Okay? So when the angelic presence is upon the mount, you have to be not just clean, but you got to follow every rule, right? Orders. And that's how we come with the Mishpatim, the ordinances, right? Because it's very important we understand it's based on order. Right? Everything we do should have an order, right? So this way, we should have an expected outcome because we do it according to the Most High's order. All right, so we're going to get Colossians 3 and verse 17. And we always start out with that because we always start out giving the Most High thanks, for, all that he has done, the blessings that he has given us, getting us here, keeping us alive and thriving in his sight. We give him thanks. So that's why we always start with Colossians 3 verse 17. All right.
The book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the idle one, Hamashiach Yahushai, give it thanks to Yahweh and the Father by him.
Right. So all things we do in word or deed, we give thanks to the Most High. right? Before we get into the portion, I would like you to get the book of Baruch, right? Chapter 4, verse 1. It will be in your Apocrypha, right? The book of Baruch. Now, Baruch, the book of Baruch, right? Everybody know what book Baruch wrote? That's right, he wrote the book of Jeremiah. All right? The book of Jeremiah is not written by Jeremiah, it's written about Jeremiah. Right? But his scribe was Baruch, is Jeremiah's scribe. That scribed everything in the book of Jeremiah. All right, so let's read.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High.
Right. Go ahead.
And the law that endureth forever.
Right. So the commandments of the Most High and the law that endureth forever. All right. So forever the Most High has given us laws and commandments. Right. There's never a time where he said, do what you feel like. Right. How you feel to do. Whatever moves your heart. Right? He never spoke these words in our ears. All right? So any religion or any spiritual leadership that's telling you that you can do whatever you feel like doing is guiding you incorrectly. Okay? It's giving you incorrect guidance because Yahweh never pronounced this. He said, but this is the book of the commandments and the law that endureth for how long? Forever. Forever and even forever. Let's read.
All they that keep it,
right,
shall come to life.
All they that keep it shall come to life. So that means, what condition were you in before you kept the laws? You were what? You're in a dead condition before you kept the laws. Right? That's a harsh reality. All right? People might be offended by that statement. But is that not according to what the scriptures say? Hold on, give me Ezekiel 37. Let me get Ezekiel 37 chapter.
(37) and verse 3. And he said unto
him, so this is the vision given on to Ezekiel by the Most High. Right? Matter of fact, start with the first verse so they understand the vision. Yeah, start with the first verse so they understand the vision.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 1. The hand of the Most High was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Most High, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about.
Right.
And behold, there were very many in the open valley.
Right.
And lo, they were very dry.
Right. So now, if you see bones that are dry, what does that mean? What's the condition of that body? It's dead, right? When your bones are dry, that means you no longer have any blood circulating, the body decomposing, your bones are dry, right? You're in the ground. So he saw them a vision of dry bones in the valley, right? Read on.
And he said unto me,
what did he say?
Son of man, can these bones live?
Can these bones live? Right? So the Most High asks a question. Can these dead be brought back to life?
Thou knowest.
Right? He said, I don't know. You know. Right? Read on.
Again, he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones.
Do what?
Prophesy upon these bones.
Right.
And say unto them.
And do what?
And say unto them.
So when we prophesy, when you prophesy, what you say is, thus saith the Most High. All right? A lot of people think prophet is a psychic. That's two different things. Right? Psychics is something in this world where, amongst the wicked that predict the future and all kind of stuff. Prophets, all they say is, thus saith the Most High. Right? they give messages that the Most High want to give the people. Whether it be past, present, future, that's beside the point. Whatever the Most High told them to say, that's what they say. Everybody understand that? So a prophet prophesies. He says what the Most High, give the Most High a message from the message from the Most High to the people. All right, read.
Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them,
Come on.
O ye dry bones,
Uh-huh.
hear the word of the Most High.
Come on.
Thus saith the Most High power unto these bones. Behold, I will cause breath, and I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin.
Right.
And put breath in you, and ye shall live.
Right.
And ye shall know that I am the Most High.
Right. So what we're learning here is what happened to us all that's in this room. At one point in time, we were dry bones. We're just living, right, in this world, according to the fashions of this world, according to the religions of this world, the philosophies of this world. But to the Most High, from his position, we were what? Dead. We thought we was alive. We thought we had a life, as we call it, right? If you say go get a life, right? We thought we had a life. But from the Most High's perspective, we were dead. Okay, we were dry bones in the valley, walking to and fro, just living life, right? And it was prophesied onto us. What was told to us? What was prophesied onto us? Right? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Heavenly Father. And we became living. Okay? We now became living in the sight of the Most High. So we are walking examples of this prophecy, of this understanding of Scripture. Okay? So nobody has to prove it to you because you're it. You are the proof that this came to pass. Okay? Let's read on.
Verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone.
Right?
And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them.
Right?
Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Most High power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live.
That they may live. To breathe upon them so they may live. Call for the winds to come in and fill our spirit. Okay? So there's stages to this coming back to life. Right? First the bones move. First you're moved by something that you heard. You're not really changed yet, you just moved. You think, oh man, something, that sounded like it made sense. Right? That's the shaking of the bones. Right? But then it came together and everything now starts to make sense. Right? And then it gets to the point where you're fully engulfed in the spirit of the Most High. These are different levels of coming out of the world into the truth. Everybody understand that? Read on.
Verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them. And they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. Then he said unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
Are the what?
Are the whole house of Israel.
These bones are the whole house of Israel. So that's prophecy showing that we had to come from a dead state onto a living. Right? So that's how we know who the children of Israel. This all prophesied that the children of Israel need to go through this. We had to go through being black and Negroes and Latinos and Hispanic and all these things, natives, all right, and come back and our bones will be brought back together and we realize who we are according to the Bible, right? This had to come to pass because it was prophesied to come to pass, right? Read on.
Verse 11. Then he said unto me, son of man, these, they say, our bones are dried and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts.
Come on.
Therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Most High Power, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and bring you into the land of Israel.
Right, so what? Ultimately, we're going to be back in our land. Right? Right now, we are awoken, but we're awoken within our grave because this is our captivity. This is the land of our captivity. Right? But ultimately, we're going to raise up out of this grave, right? Out of this hell, right? Another word called for grave is hell, right? And back into the graces of our Father. Okay, let's go back now to Baruch.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever.
Right?
All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Right, so if you leave this truth, you're going to what?
Die.
How are you going to die? Physically, you're going to drop dead outside the door? What's going to happen? Spiritually, you're going to go back where? Where you was. Right? Remember, you were dead in the sight of the Most High. Even though you were living life, you were walking around, you had a job, you had a family, right? You might have been in the church, but from the perspective of the Most High, we were like walking dead. He said, if you leave back to the walking dead, that's what he said, who shall leave it shall die. Hold that and give me Proverbs 21 verse 16. Hold that. Proverbs 21 verse 16.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 16.
Come on.
The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding.
Right, so he wandereth out of the way of understanding. Meaning he once knew right from wrong according to the commandments of Yah, but then he wanders into philosophies, ideologies. Now he's checking out Kemet and Egyptology, right? And he's, is real interested. So he wanders away from the ways of the Most High. Read on.
Shall remain.
Shall what?
Shall remain.
Shall remain. Read on.
In the congregation of the dead.
In the congregation of the dead. Right? Carry on. Yeah, absolutely. So we have to be mindful of that. Not because the Most High woke you up, put the bones together on your feet. Be mindful not to wander back out there into the Israelite. You still have a lot of work to do. We got to get these commandments. We got to fully engulf ourselves in the spirit. Enter into us. Right? So that we feel that we understand, right? That all the philosophies of the world is out of our spirit. Right? We purge it all out. Right? No dead thing here. Everything is living. Right? Sometimes we hold on to dead works. Right? But we got to let it all go. And be that living spirit that the Most High calls us to do. Read what you got in Peter's.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 21. For it had been better,
right,
for them not to have known the way of righteousness, than after they have known it, to turn from their holy commandment delivered unto them.
Right, he said it'd be better you didn't know. Because if you didn't know, then the Most High said at the time of our ignorance, he winked at that. All right, so there's times in life where the Most High looked out for every one of us even before we knew the truth. And we said, hey, the Most High looked out for me. He blessed me in some way. You know what I mean? He held me, he covered me in some way. Because when we're in our ignorance, the Most High what? He's gonna wink at our ignorance, but he's still gonna have that compassion towards us. But once we know, now we're responsible for what we know. Everybody understand that? We're responsible now. We can't go and act like we don't know. Right? Because we already know. So he said it's better that you never knew than to know and to go back. Read on.
Verse 22. But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb.
But it does happen. Right? Even though it's better that you didn't, it does happen. People wander out of the truth, out of the way of the Most High all the time. Something in this world they hold as precious ends up drawing them back out into the world. Right? Read.
The dog is turned to his own vomit again.
Right.
And the sow that was washed to her wallowing.
Right? The sow that was washed in her wallowing. What's a sow? A pig. Right? Pigs what? Waddle in the mud, in the dirt, in the mire. So you Most High washed that off of you. He said that soul that was washed, read on.
The dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the sow that was washed to her wallowing in the mire.
Right. So went right back into the mire, right back into the filth. All right. So we don't want to be in that number. Right. So we have to make sure that we continue in what the Most High has shown us. All right. Let's go back to Baruch chapter 4.
The book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Right, come on.
Turn thee, O Yaakov, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
Right, so walk in the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. All right. All right, so we got to constantly walk in this light that's given unto us. By giving the glory to the Most High God. Right, read on.
Give not thine honor to another,
right?
Nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Don't give your honor to another, things that profit you to a strange nation. What does that mean? In the context of this chapter, what does it mean? What is he saying? What's the thing that's honored? What was the thing that was given to us? The law, statute, commandments, right? Was given to us that so we could do what? Obtain what? Salvation, the kingdom, right? So now we got verse number 3. It's saying, give not thine honor to another, nor, right, the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. What is it saying here?
Don't be so willing to include them in our blessing.
Exactly what it's saying here. Don't think that you're doing a great thing by telling, these strange nations that they're going to be in the kingdom too, like the church does, or that the kingdom is for them. It's not for them. It said, don't give your honor unto a strange nation. There's only one nation that was given the honor to be called the children of the Most High. Everybody understand that? He created all nations on the earth, but he only called one nation his children. Right? His firstborn. Okay. Right? So we cannot bestow that honor on anybody else. We'll be in the transgression. Everybody understand that? We'll be the ones that's wrong. Right? Saying, oh no, you grafted in, you too. You can be an Israelite too. That's what they tell. I think they teach that what in I think a Jehovah's Witness that teach that. Right?
It could be a
spiritual Israelite? I think they're gonna do that, right?
Yeah.
The Jehovah's Wickedness, they teach that spiritual Israelite stuff, right?
Jehovah's weakness.
Jehovah's weakness? There's no weakness in your house. So there's no Jehovah's wickedness, right? Right? So they're the ones that be teaching this nonsense. That's not scriptural. He said, don't give your honor over to a strange nation. All right? He's giving us straight instruction here.
I mean, you could tell them they're going into the kingdom, but in captivity.
That's all. Read on. No earth is going to the kingdom.
Right.
Right, let's go.
Verse 4. O Israel.
Oh, who?
O Israel.
Oh, Israel. Read on.
Happy are we.
Happy are we. Why are we happy? Come on.
For things that are pleasing to the Most High, right, are made known unto us.
We should be happy that is made known unto us. We should be satisfied with that. Right? A lot of people get this word, this understanding, and they want to give it to everybody else. You should be happy that the Most High gave you this understanding. He could have left you in the dark. Well, in the congregation of the dead, as we went over. Right? But he put sinews and made you alive. brought you to a living person. Some of us might ask, why me? Right? Why me? Why? I don't know. Most I have his selection, his choice. I don't know why me. Right? I can't say there was nothing special about me in the world that the Most High wake me up, but I'm thankful that He did. Huh? That's the spirit we gotta have. You just gotta be thankful that He chose you. Let's read.
Verse 5. Be of good cheer,
Right?
my people.
Come on.
The memorial of Israel.
Right? The memorial, the remembrance of Israel. Be of good cheer. A lot of people say, well, we're supposed to be upset and angry all the time. Right? What do they read? What scriptures is that? The scriptures say, be of good cheer that you are chosen. Be happy you were chosen. That you were woken up. Right? Look out where we live at. How many people in your complex is in the truth? Or on your block or on your street? How much strangers and boys you see outside if you go outside? Right? How many people you see keeping the Shabbat day where you live at? You didn't think about that sometimes. Right? Because you could have easily been in their number. Their number is greater than your number. You could be in their number. To understand you've been selected. You come from all different places, walks of life, ideologies, religions, right? And you've been selected. People want to give that honor to somebody else, right? That honor is for you all. Read on. Tell them where you at.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 5.
Right.
Be of good cheer, my people.
Right.
The memorial of Israel. You were sold to the nations.
Right.
Not for your destruction.
Right. You were sold to the nations, not to completely destroy us. Read on.
But because He moved the Most High to wrath.
But to chastise us. Okay. So we went through the things we have gone through. We are here where we're at as a chastisement. All right. This is a place of our punishment. Okay. The fact that the Most High is restrained. All right. Read.
Ye were delivered unto the enemies.
Right.
For ye provoked Him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High.
Right. So we provoked the Most High by what? Turning our back on these commandments. That's how we ended up in this condition in the first place. So now that you're mingled amongst these nations, right? Don't give your honor to another. If you're the chosen of the Most High, Yah, walk in that spirit, and don't feel. But people might say, well, oh, I can't come to your church. You guys are racist, right? Right? You separatists. You're what they call us on the news? They said black supremacists, right? Nationalists, right? They come with all kind of ideas, right? Right? But we ain't black, right? Shanta.
This usually shut Esau up because I was called racist. I said, okay, just as a pianist is for the piano, and I put IST in parentheses as a piano, just as a psychologist is for psychology, yes, I am a racist. I'm from my biblical nation.
Mm-hmm.
And that shuts him up.
That's right. Well, I mean, when you break down the word racist, as Chantel is noticing, all right, it means that you are about.
Yes.
Like if you're a chemist, right? You're about what?
Chemistry,
chemicals, right? If you're a pianist, what do you do?
Yeah.
So the fact that you are a racist means you're about what? Your own race. You're about your people. So it's not something that is so frowned upon. But see, Esau used his racism to what? To be wicked and oppressive to other people. He can be racist all he wants. Every time he flies his flag, that's a racist thing. Right or wrong? Patriotism is racist, is it not? Because what people is he what is so patriotic about? Right? When he 4th of July, the bombs are bursting in the air. What's this about? This is about him what? Destroying somebody else, right? And getting rule over their land. And he barbecues and enjoys and flies his flag all over the place. That's extremely racist. Right? But he can do that. Right? But what happened, what he did was use his racism to then turn around and oppress and downgrade and beat down and destroy other nations. The Chinese are racist, right? You don't see the Chinese having big uproars about what's happening to the black man in America getting shot down by the police. Why are they not protesting that? Isn't it wrong for somebody to get shot down innocently? Why are they not protesting this? Right? Sis?
But if you white supremacists, when you look, in the dictionary, it says white, it's godly, it's clean, it's
Everything negative.
It's everything negative. So just in their name alone, white supremacists, they'll tell you everything. Versus what we are, the bottom of the barrel of nothing, just dark and evil.
Yeah, and we're used to dealing with the white man because he's our immediate oppressor, right? But all the nations on the earth, what I want you to understand, all the nations on the earth are racist. Right. You understand? The Indian people in India are looking out for the affairs of the Indian people in India. No one says, oh, well, why they're not over here worrying about our problems? Right? Right? If they would have come over here, right? So to be racist, you care of the affairs of your own people. And that you take on the things that affect your people. Right? And that you work diligently in life to mend some of the breaches or some of the issues that affects our people. We got social issues, we got economic issues, we got you name it, mental, physical, right? We got a whole gang of problems amongst our people. Okay? Our people strung out on drugs, people got issues, man. Right? And we are the ones that say we're racist. We're going to address these issues first mentally. We should cure them socially. We should then will cure them in other ways. All right? When you come to this truth, it doesn't just stop at what you believe. It goes into what you do and how you live and how you interact. The choices that you make are now according to the commandments of the Most High. Does anybody understand that? How we raise our children, how we build our households, how we deal with our families are going to be according to the commandments of God. Right? So the outcome should be according to the commandments of God. Okay? So, coming forward, walking there, we're living life abundantly in His sight, right? Make sure that we're doing everything that way. And that we leave no rock unturned. Right? Leave no dead thing in it. Because it takes one dead thing and the whole room is defiled. You understand that? If you hold on to one dead work, right? You have now defiled the whole camp, the whole room. So we're not going to hold on to any of those things. Everything we're going to move in life according to command. Today the portion is Mishpatim, which means ordinances, laws. These are the things that brought us to life. Right? We have to, when we go into these ordinances and these laws, we make sure that we're understanding every verse, every word, right? That we can walk in these laws and statutes and commandments, right? For this is our blessing, all right? Before we get into the one more verse before we get into it, and that's Romans. Let's get Romans. Verse 1.
The book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 1.
Hold on. To who pertaineth the adoption? 9 verse 9. 9 verse 1. 9 that's right. 9.
The book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 1. I say the truth in a Mashiach.
Right?
I lie not.
Come on.
My conscience also bear me witness in the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart.
Right.
For I could wish that myself were accursed from a Mashiach, for my brethren.
For my what?
My brethren.
My brethren, come on.
My kinsmen.
My what?
My kinsmen.
My kinsmen, my family, read on.
According to the flesh.
According to the flesh. So Paul made his statement. This is a very patriotic statement. Right? Because he said he wished he could hold the punishments that was going to come down on his people, his kingdom, his brethren. Like we see each other, we say Shalom Rock, right? What does that mean, Shalom Rock? Let me ask somebody. I don't know who I want to pick. Kenneth. Elder Kenneth.
Peace.
Peace who?
Peace, brother.
Peace, brother. That's right. So Shalom Rock means peace, brother. So we say Shalom Rock, right? Or Akot in the modern, or Aki, right? If we speak in the more modern Hebrew, Shalom Aki or Shalom. Huh?
Shalom.
Shalom means the same thing. All right? I could show you how that pronunciation comes about.
I know I have one student at my school, because I say shalom sometimes. Well, I say shalom more at work. And I have one student at my school say, what does shalom mean? I just said, it means hello. It also means goodbye. Oh, okay. I mean, I always.
You use it in that context, but what does it mean?
I mean, now you know it means peace.
Right, so, and it's peace on the way in and peace on the way out. Right? So you want peace for everyone that you come in. Yeah, 2:11. I believe it is. On one another. It's 2:11? It is. Or 1 Peter 2:11. All right, I'll find it.
Peace to believe all men, right?
Yeah, peace. Peter's 2.
Romans 12 and 18.
Romans 12.
If possible, you peace to believe all
No,
men.
no.
That one.
Love the brotherhood.
Right, that's a social class.
But we can use that one. Use the one. Use that one in Romans.
Honor all men, right? Love the brother.
Yeah.
2 Peter 2 and 17.
Yeah.
1 Peter 2 and 17.
1 Peter 2 and 17. I read this first.
Which one's Romans?
Romans 18.
Okay. The book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 18. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men.
Right, so we say peace on the way in, and we say peace on the way out, which is shalom or shalom. The reason why we have these two pronunciations is shalom is more a modern way, adding the O sound, the own sound to the word, and the O sound is added because of the presence of the wa, right? Or they just pronounce the wa independently, so they say shalom. All right. Oftentimes when the Y is in between two consonants, it gives an O sound, right? This is how you have shalom, right? But if you do not hold that, the Lord to be eminent in your language, you will say shalom, right? But either way, you're saying the same. Read the other verse I called, Peter's?
Is that 1 Peter?
Yeah.
2:17.
2:17.
Okay.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 17. Honor all men.
Right?
Love the brotherhood.
Right?
Fear the Most High.
Right?
Honor the king.
Right. So we show each other honor. Okay. So this is why we say shalom, right? Which is why we say, or Shalom. All right? You might run into other people from different places, and they might say Aki, they might go on, and say some more things, but it's all about the peace that we wish to one another. Okay, so let's go back to Romans 9.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, and verse 1.
Come on.
I say the truth in a Mashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bear me witness in the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from a Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh.
Right.
Who are Israelites.
Who are what?
Who are Israelites.
Right. So he's being very patriotic here. He said, my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites. So Paul was not saying that the other nations was his brother, was he? He defined who he was talking about. Right? It sounds very racist. Right? Right? But to show you there's a very thin line, or it is the same, I should say, it's a synonym, racism and patriotism. Right? If somebody says you're racist, I said, no, I'm a patriot. Just sounds better. Right? Right? You're saying the same thing, but one is demonized, right? And one is glorified. That's a tricky language that we speak here. This English language is very tricky. The two words can mean the same thing, but give this a total different persona when you send it out there, right? Cause a total different feeling when it's heard, right? No one wants to walk around saying, yes, I'm racist. Hallelujah. Who's you? I'm racist, right? Everybody's gonna frown upon you. Go, what is this guy? Right? Because they equate the racism for their hateful acts, right? But the fact that they were racist was not a hateful thing, right? They use racism to be hateful, right? We are patriotic, right? To our nation, to our kingdom, right? To Yahshua. We have our flag. That's a patriotic symbol right there, right? That's not a religious symbol. That's a patriotic symbol. When you wear that purple, red, and blue, you're making a patriotic statement, right? You wear it all different type of ways, right? They got those, I think it's called American Eagle clothing, and they have red, white, and blue in all different type of ways on the clothes, right? And they can and stars and stuff, and that's their patriotism, right? That's showing that they what? They rep in America. Nobody's offended. Right? So they should not be offended, right? When we rep our nation. Everybody understand that? You have every right to be patriotic to the nation of Israel. That's right. Right? To the nation that the Most High is raising up out of captivity, bringing us out of the dead state, as we went into earlier. All right?
Pure race.
Uh-huh.
So why they mad when everybody else on their race is pure race?
Exactly. Right? What's the upset? Why are they upset? We're not falling for these propagandas and this foolery that's going on in this world. That we see things for what they are. All right? They look just like each other, but they don't get along. Right. They still have a divided line, and y'all look just like each other. Right? Oftentimes we look at them, we mistake Chinese, Japanese, Korean. What are you? Right? To us, they all look the same.
And call one the other. Forget about it.
Call it Korean,
yeah,
Vietnamese. As we know that we don't know the difference, but they know the difference. Right? So understand that being patriotic to your own people is not a wicked thing. Should not be frowned upon. You should not feel that you got to hide the fact that you are patriotic to the children of Israel. And you are of the nation of Israel. Not the land of Israel, but the nation of Israel. Okay? Sister Shanta.
Kind of annoying that we're the only people that's hearing that it's wrong to be for your people. You have to be for every. Esau doesn't promote that crap to anybody but us. We're the only people that's hearing that.
Why is that?
Even further than that is hearing all people say that.
Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? What did they bring us here to be? Slaves. We had property. The fact that you're waking up to you're actually a person of people, a lot of our people don't even realize that yet. They still mentally are property of the so-called white man. All right? That if he doesn't say it's good, it must not be good. All right? It's a mentality that we have. It's a slave mentality. Even though these are to be the first people to say, I'm not no slave, I'm not up for your nation. Or you feel bad standing up for your own people. Right? You feel like, oh, they're gonna, I'm doing something wrong or secret. They have these secret societies, they call them they belong to those lodges, Masons and all this stuff. They secretly know. Let's talk about it. You know we're a nation. What you whispering about? When the other nations got they Star Spangled Banner, the white man, and he got songs about how great he is, right? All the nations have their national anthems of how great they are. You whisper when you ride your Israelite, right?
I always try to tell like my family members or friends when I'm talking to them, I say, think about it. Have you ever seen a thief break into an empty house?
Right.
He's breaking in to steal something. Mm-hmm. Now, if we're nothing like they say we are, we're never going to be nothing. We're, just comes up the earth. Why the systematic oppression, why the constant boot on our neck? Right. Is because there's more to it than what they say.
Absolutely. They know what it is. Everywhere we are on the earth is flourishes. Everywhere we in history flourished. When we left out of Egypt, what happened in Egypt? Nothing. It never rose to any power. They never established anything. By the time Israel came out of Egypt, Egypt established nothing else. Why? What happened? The same people were there, right? The same descendants of Ramesses are in the land. If they're such a great people, what happened? The descendants of Joseph were no longer there. That's what happened. And wherever we went, that was the nation to be. Okay, to this very day. England, our people is there in large numbers, right? Anywhere we're in large numbers, that is going to be the place to be. All right, everybody?
The book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 4.
Right.
Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving
everything to Israel. The service of the law, the adoption, the covenants, everything is given to the Israelites. There's nothing left to give. It's not left. All right, read on.
Who are the fathers?
Who are who?
Whose are the fathers?
Whose are the fathers?
And of whom, as concerning the flesh.
Concerning who? See the body. Read.
Christ came.
Well, Christ even came for these Israelites, according to these verses. Everything was given to Israel. Right? Read on.
Who is over all,
right?
The Most High, blessed forever. Amen.
Right. So who's over all? Christ was put over all, blessed by the Most High. For how long? Forever. So all belongs to you, Israel. Right? The children of Israel. So we have to make sure that we're patriotic, that we're not sorrowful, that we're not trying to hide, we're not trying to duck, right? That you wear your flag. This is the flag that I put the spirit on brothers to come out with. Wear that flag proudly, man. Okay? Right? We know that's our colors. Whether it's this flag specifically, but at least these colors and our tribes, let's wear them up. Let's wear them proudly. Okay? Knowing that the Most High chose you and that you're a people. This is not a religion. This is about you waking up to who you are. All right? All right? So let's get back now to the actual, we're going to start the actual portion at this moment. So we're going to go to Exodus 21 and 1. Right? Hold on.
I just wanted to try something. This here, Romans 9 and 4, man, this thing is deep right here. Even if I'm not going to everything, but just the last part when it says the promises.
Right.
Can anybody take a roundabout guess how many promises the Most High gave us? Can anybody just name one of the promises? What you got? Huh? The kingdom, right? I got a few here. I'm gonna name them. It says one of the promises is the land. The Most High promised the land. Con? We was also promised a savior, right? A Mashiach Yahushua. Con? So we was also promised salvation. right? Okay. We was also promised the Holy Spirit. Con? We was also promised eternal life. And I can go on. I mean, when you read Romans 9 and 4, I mean, there is like nothing left for the other nations. How can you say, can we all just get along? Or there's room for you. The Most High promised us everything. You know, a land, our Savior, you know, our salvation, the Holy Spirit. He wasn't going to leave us without the Holy Spirit. Comforter. The Comforter, right? The eternal life. What is there left? We got to really analyze Romans 9 and 4. Trust me, I did a class on it. I'll do it again. It's not a problem. The glory, the covenants, the service. What's the service? What's the service? Anybody can answer? Huh? You in the service. You doing the service now. The Shabbat service. And tomorrow, what service we going to be doing? The new moon service. We got all the services. None of the other nations are doing this. If they're doing it not correctly, right? So it's a lot of promises. We've been given everything. So don't ever get dismayed. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. The Most High got us, man. Con? Con. All right. Hallelujah. Let me get the portion. I can't let that Romans 9 and 4. I think it's getting me.
Exodus. We're going to start with the portion, which is now Exodus, right? 21 and verse 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 7. He shall go out free for nothing.
So what does it mean by a Hebrew servant? Break that down. Brother, what's your name, brother?
AJ.
AJ.
That's talking about like a Gentile?
No.
Hebrew wives?
No. Shalom Rock.
Meaning like, it's kind of like when you like hire somebody to do something for you.
That's right. When you hire somebody, you're paying them for their service, right? They're going to serve the purpose that you give them to serve. You hire somebody to paint the wall, and you come. That's what you hire them for. Okay, you hire them to paint the wall. They should have a brush. They should be painting the wall because they're serving the purpose in which you hired them to do. Everybody understand that? All right. So read that again.
Exodus 21,
verse 2.
And verse 2. If thou buy an Hebrew servant,
right,
6 years he shall serve,
right,
and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing.
Right. 6 years he can only serve you. You can only employ this man for 6 years. At the 7th year, he has to go. All right. So he can't be your servant indefinitely. Everybody understand that? Read.
If he came in by himself,
right,
he shall go out by himself.
Right.
If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him.
Right. So if he has a wife, he goes with that wife. Right. If he came in by himself, he goes out by himself. He doesn't take things. He doesn't get nothing extra. He did his service. He got his pay for his service. That's it. Read.
Verse 4. If his master have given him a wife,
right,
and she have borne him sons or daughters,
right. So now this is different now. If the master of that house, if the boss gave him a wife out of his, a woman that was his servant, and he gave it to him, right? So that woman belonged to who first? The master. And he took the woman that belonged to him and gave it to you. He said, you gotta have a wife. Let me give you this woman for your wife. All right. This is not him going to get his own wife. Because he went and got his own wife. What did it say? That she will what? She will leave with him. But this is him being given a wife by the master. We know.
The wife and her children
shall
be her master's,
right?
And he shall go out by himself.
Right, meaning that he can't take that wife and that children out of this household. Right? That's not his property. Right? So that man would probably be motivated to stick around. Right? With wife and children is there. Because the wife and children are property of that master's house. Does everybody understand that? All right, let's read.
Verse 5. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children,
Right?
I would not go out free.
Right. So he said, no, I'm not leaving. Right? Because I built a household, I built a family here. So I'm good right here. I'm going to continue working for my master and continue enjoying my wife and my children. Read on.
Verse 6. Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost. And his master shall bore his ear through with an awl.
Right, so he should put an earring in his ear. Read on.
And he shall serve him forever.
And he shall what?
Serve him forever.
Because that's what he chose to do. You shall put an earring in his ear, and that earring is going to say that, listen, you say that I'm going to be part of this man's household forever. All right? We have people that work for companies, right, until retirement. They work for the company, their child work for the same company, right? They'll pass that on to their children, everything, right? So it's not that far-fetched that he worked for this one person, right? Making his money, working for his people, and it was good right there. So I don't need to work someplace else. I'm staying here till I finish working, till I retire. Everybody understand that? Read.
Verse 7. And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the men servants do.
Come on.
If she please not her master, who have betrothed her to himself.
So now, if she pleased not her master, that betrothed her to himself. What does that mean? He betrothed her. What does the word betrothed mean? Engaged, right? Yeah. So he wants to what? Marry this woman. So she was his servant, and then he what? He said, you know what? I like this woman. I'm going to marry this woman. I'm going to betroth her to myself. Right? Read on.
Then shall he let her be redeemed.
Right?
To sell her unto a strange nation, he shall have her.
Right. If he betrothed her, said he's going to marry her, but then doesn't do that, right? Then she can be redeemed. Meaning that somebody can come, she can't leave, right? Because he said he was going to marry her, he ain't marry her, right? He dealt deceitfully with her, meaning that what? He had to believe that this was going to end up in a marriage, but it never ended up in a marriage. So somebody can come and say, nah, you can't have a woman in your house and you not marry her. All right? You got to let her go. Oftentimes today what we have like domestic servants, what they call them, right? People that like work for somebody's household, right? Oftentimes they end up dealing with the man in the house. It happens more than a little bit, as they say, right?
I think Arnold Schwarzenegger had an issue like that.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger had an issue that a child was walking around grown about, right? And nobody knew about, right? Right? He walking around grown and nobody knew about this, right? So, teenager, man, grown man, right? It happens more than a little bit into your house as a servant. Let her serve. If you're gonna, your heart inclined to this woman to marry her, then you must marry her, right? If you don't marry her, you're dealing with her deceitfully. Everybody understand that? Okay, let's read.
Verse 9. And if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters.
Right, so let's say he get a female servant, the master, and he says, you know what? You be a good wife to my son. Right? And he betrothed her to his son. He says, son, look, I'll hook you up, right? Look at that. Isn't she beautiful? Right? She's going to be your wife, right? Let's read. Hold on. Got a question?
This law of servants is pertaining to Israel, black people.
Israel with Israel. This is Israel with Israel. This is not other nations. There's another law of servants for dealing with that. Right? Right now we're doing a Hebrew servant. We started out 21:1. He said a Hebrew servant. Okay. Let's go.
Verse 10. If he take him another wife.
So if the father gives him a wife, but the son goes, but I like Naomi to be my wife. Right? Read on.
Her food her raiment,
Her what?
her food, her raiment,
So the food and raiment of the wife that his father gave, servant woman, right? Food and raiment, read on.
and her duty of
Duty of marriage, what's the duty of marriage? Right? He said it the best way, the Shabbat way, right? The due benevolence, right? Right? The affection that she was getting, right? Read on.
shall he not diminish.
Shall he not diminish? So if he chooses another wife, because that's the wife he wants, it's a free woman, not a servant woman. But he has a servant wife that was given to by his father. If he takes on that first wife was getting, everybody understand that? He has to still give the first wife the things that she was receiving, right? You can't just ignore her. Everybody understand that? All right, read.
And if he do not these three unto her,
Right? If he don't do the three, what's the three?
Food, raiment,
Food, raiment, duty of marriage. If he don't keep that going, read on.
then shall she go out free without money.
Then she may go out free without money. Meaning that what? She can leave that master's house. Because why? Why? Why can she leave that master's house? But she's being dealt with deceitfully, unjustly. And we have just, scriptures talk about just. Just means right. It's not right for this woman to know nothing that she done to cause this condition on herself, except for the son eyes, right, or had favor towards this other woman, and not so much towards her. Right? Go ahead.
Would her husband have to agree that he's not fulfilling these things, or would she have to like prove it another
It would
way?
be obvious. The master of the house would have to agree, actually.
Okay.
The master of the house would have to see that this is not being done. And he will deal with his son. You know what I mean? And if his son doesn't uphold, right, then he can't hold on to this woman anymore. Right? Remember, she was the master's servant, given to be a wife to his son. Right? So she belongs to who? The master. Right? She belongs to the master still. We learned that with the woman that was betrothed, right? We just learned that a couple verses up. That she belongs to the household. So we had that servant that came, the master gave him a wife. He wanted to leave, he left. He would leave with what? Nothing. You don't get her or his children. So he might want to stay. All right? Because once you're in servitude, you belong to that person. Does everybody understand? Okay. Let's read.
Verse 12. He that smiteth a man so that he die shall be surely put to death.
Right.
And if a man lie not in wait, but the Most High deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place where he shall flee.
Right. So now we have a condition here. A man smiteth a man so that he die, he shall be put to death. So what does that say? If you kill somebody, what's the punishment? Death. Right? Punishment is death. That's why we won't be so, violent amongst our people if we knew that if I put my hands and possibly kill this person, guess what? I'm going to die. Right? In Esau kingdom, you might get man 1, man 2, manslaughter. They have all different type of confusing laws when it comes to this. But people get away with multiple murders, still walking the street. Still walking the street. Got bodies under their belt. Right? Still walking around. Right? Where they put those drops on their face, right? The teardrops. Right? That say that they killed somebody, right? So somebody got teardrops going all the way down their chin. They're still on the street. Right? Still walking around. Right? In our kingdom, they'll be pushing up daisies. Right? They'll be pushing up daisies in our kingdom. We don't go for that. You don't touch the Lord's anointed. You kill the Lord's anointed, you lost your life. Everybody understand that? Because every life is precious in the sight of Moses, especially the children of Israel. Okay? Let's read.
Verse 14. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile.
Let's read 13 again.
Verse 13. And if a man lie not in wait, but the Most High deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place where he shall flee.
Right. So what does it mean? If a man lie not in wait, what does that mean, lie in wait? Shalom.
Like an example, like somebody like break into your house and you know what I'm saying, you catch them in your house and you kill them, you know, that's like the Most High delivering them over to you. I mean, it's basically like, you know, you protecting yourself from a thief or something that's in your home.
Right, that's an example of that. But what does it mean to say lie not in wait? What does that mean?
That's a premeditated.
Premeditated, right? Meaning that you didn't want to kill somebody. You weren't going out to kill this person. It was a situation, like you said, now you brought up a situation that would happen. You in your house chilling, this dude climbing through the window. You know what I'm saying? You say stop, freeze. He look like he got something. Hey, that's it, right? You're gonna let him have it, right? So, you know, you're gonna protect yours, right? But that is a situation that can be used to understand. But lying in wait really means that you are plotting or planning to put harm on someone, right? Some people get a gun and they can't wait for the opportunity for somebody to come through my gate. Matter of fact, they leave stuff, they leave trails of crumbs. They say, let me put this money in my doorway. You wicked as hell, right? Hey, that's premeditated. A lot of people get a gun. They can't wait to unload it on somebody. Zimmerman, he got the gun. He couldn't wait for somebody to step to him. Listen, there's a lot of people, especially we live in South Florida, man. It ain't nothing to buy a gun in South Florida. You understand that? You don't even have to have a license to buy a gun in Florida. You can literally go buy the gun, wait your 4 days or whatever, they give you the gun. Okay. So many people have guns in Florida, right? Ariel?
I got this police officer, I'm training his dog.
Uh-huh.
He was telling me that he took the bars off of his house because he's dying to pull the trigger. Damn.
The Most High going to judge him. It's not going to be judging of that person that climbed that hill because you're lying in wait. Everybody understand that? You want to kill someone, right? It's on your mind. You're thinking about it. You're like, man, I got the AR with the scope and the super scope and the laser. I ain't gonna miss, right? You at the what do you call that? The shooting range, and you just seeing it go down. Right? What's on your spirit? What is on your spirit right now? You Rambo in the spirit, right? Right? You think you steal a cigar, walk to death in the spirit, right? That's lying in wait, right? That's lying in wait. Or you angry with somebody, and because you're so angry and upset with this person, you go out and buy a gun. You're not saying I'm gonna kill them, but I'm gonna buy a gun because I'm angry and upset with this person. And it just so happens that this person, right, does something that allows you to pull your gun. What are you thinking? Today is the day, right? They messed up now, right? That is not the spirit you're supposed to have. This is it, right? Here's my chance, right? So that's lying in wait. Just understand, for you to fully understand lying in wait and what it means. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are after that particular person, but you are after wanting to kill somebody, right? A lot of people get guns, they end up killing somebody, right? It's unfortunate, right? And sometimes, they might kill somebody accidentally, right? They show like, they get a gun, they playing with it, and then they go off and kill somebody, right? Wasn't their intention to kill nobody, but what it was their negligence, right? So let's read.
Book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 14.
Uh-huh.
But if a man come presumptuously upon to slay him with guile.
To do what?
To slay him with guile.
I can't stand my neighbor. You go in there, you get the gun, you come in there, you're coming around the corner with that bad boy. You let loose. Right? Read on.
Thou shalt take him from my altar that he may die.
That he may die. He said, you bring him to the altar, and this is what the report is. You got witnesses saying you play music loud one more time, I'm gonna unload this gun, right? Bring him before the altar, bring him before the judgment seat, and then he's going to be put to death because it was presumptuous. Right? Read on.
And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death.
Right. So if you smite your father or your mother, you're done. Right? There's gonna be no inquiry. You're done. Right? Right. Read on.
Verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
Right? So if you steal from a man, what is that? Kidnapping. Right? You kidnap somebody. Hold them against their will. Right? Which happens a lot. Right? You know, they have the white van. You talk about the white vans.
Yeah.
It's riding around. Be careful, unmarked van. Why? Because they pulling our daughters in there, our sons even. Right? You never see them again. Right? You never see them again. They end up on a milk cart and they used to say, "I'll never see them again." What happened? That person was kidnapped. Lord knows what they're using that person for. Right? Sometimes you get kidnapped, you wish they would have killed you. But what they gonna put you through when they get you locked up somewhere or locked in somewhere? Okay. And we see the horror movies about it. We see stuff in the news about it. Right? It was a lot of years ago. Right? Remember when there was two girls? They were like, what, 10 years? A man had them in his basement. Yeah, 10 years. Yeah, 10 years in their basement, raping them, making pregnant, all kind of stuff. Right?
She lost the baby, get pregnant again.
Yeah. So kidnapping happens, just to say. That's a crime punishable death.
That's why Esau got to get it.
Right? That's right. And the fact that we still in his hand, he's doomed. Right? He's doomed. We were kidnapped as a people. Right? We didn't voluntarily buy tickets to get on those boats to come over here. Right? We were kidnapped. Everybody understand that? But against our will. Right? In the court of our God, Esau is guilty of kidnapping.
That's right.
And the punishment for kidnapping is what? Yeah. There it is. Right? There it is. Simple. Why do you think the Father said this? Give me Isaiah 14 verse 21. Isaiah 14 verse 21. Let's see why he said this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 21.
Read.
Prepare slaughter.
Prepare what?
Prepare slaughter.
Come on.
For his children.
For his what?
For his children.
Read on.
For the iniquity.
For the what?
For the iniquity.
Come on.
Of their fathers.
Right, because their fathers kidnapped our fathers. So Moses said, prepare slaughter for who?
Their children.
For their children. Who their children? The ones that's around now. Right? The ones that's around in judgment day. They're going to feel the slaughter or the punishment for what their fathers have committed. Right? That is just in the sight of the Most High. Everybody understand that? Everybody understand that's righteous in the sight of the Most High?
Yeah.
Okay. So they stole. They kidnapped us as a people. And they will have to fit the punishment for that. All right, let's read. Let's go back to Exodus.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 17.
Let's read.
And he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death.
If you curse your father or your mother, you should be what?
Put to death.
Put to death. All the children in here should be trembling. Right? Don't slip in the mouth. Right? If you curse your father or your mother, that is a crime punishable of death. You have children standing up to their mother, want to fight and fight their father. What kind of madness? That don't happen in our kingdom. Right? That don't happen in our kingdom. Right. Now, keep in mind, as fathers and mothers, we have a responsibility to deal with our children a certain way. That we don't provoke this situation. Right? Hold that and give me Colossians. I think 3:19 is it? Is it Colossians? You said the book now.
3:21.
3:21, 3:21.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 21. Fathers, provoke not your children
Right?
to anger.
To what?
To anger.
Right. Provoke your children to anger. Right? Because your children get to a certain age, they start to be grown and things of that sort. You can't be provoking them to anger. Everybody understand that? Very important that we follow this understanding. All right? Because that anger can turn to what? It can turn to wrath, and then they can do something wicked. And then now the judge provoke your child to anger. He cursed you. The judges put the son to death. Now you feel bad. You should have never provoked the child to anger in the first place. Everybody understand that? All right, let's go back.
Chapter 21 and verse 17.
Uh-huh.
And he that curseth his father or his mother
Right.
shall surely be put to death.
Come on.
And if men strive together,
Right.
and one smite another with a stone,
Right.
or with his fist,
Come on.
and he die not,
Read.
but keepeth his bed.
All right, so two men getting into a scuffle. Right? One man is losing. He fall, he see a stone. Right? He said, shoot, I'm losing this fight. So he take the stone and hit him. Right? You know I take that. I take that. Because everybody hit you with a rock, right? Right? Sister brother brought it out. So Judah and Benjamin is tussling, and Benjamin pick up a rock stone and hit him in his head. And now Judah, what? He keeping his bed, man. He in the bed in traction, right? His head all wrapped up, right? Judah all jacked up now. Now what Benjamin got to do? Let's read.
Verse 19.
Uh-huh.
If he rise again and walk abroad upon his staff,
Yeah.
then shall he that smote him be quit.
Right.
Only he shall pay for the loss of his time.
Right.
And shall cause him to be thoroughly healed.
Right. So if he rises up again and he recovers from his injuries, then there's no crime on Benjamin. Right? But Benjamin needs to what? Make sure that he's healed. Make sure that his care is paid for, because you hit him in the head with a stone. All right? So you have to now care for him. You got to be his caretaker, make sure he's being taken care of. You understand that? Right? That's a beautiful law right there. Right? Because it shows that no matter what, we brothers. Right? No matter what, we sisters. Even if we got into a scuffle and things went the wrong way, anger got involved, and things went south, we still brothers. You know what I mean? I still need to humble myself. After the scuffle is over, I can't hold this grudge against you and say, yeah, right, you know, I throw salt in his wound. No, you can't do that, right? You got to make sure he healed, he get back on his feet, his family, his affairs are taken care of, because he's unable to take care of them because you hit him in the head with stone. Right? Let's read.
Verse 20. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand,
right,
he shall be surely punished.
Right, but if somebody's in a servitude position and they get struck and they die, you're going to get punished, but you're not going to be punished by death. Everybody understand that? Because a servant does not have the same rights as a free person. Somebody put themselves under servitude, they're giving up certain rights. Everybody understand that? All right. Remember, we started this out. We go right back to the beginning of the verse. This is Exodus 21, verse 2. Read that again, brother.
Exodus chapter 21, verse 2. If thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing.
Right, so all these servant understandings in this particular chapter, unless it tells us otherwise, it's going to tell a stranger when it's talking about a stranger. These are Hebrew servants. When he talks about a stranger, it's a whole different ballgame. Okay? Because you can smite your stranger servant until they die and you don't get punished. Right? You're getting punished because it's an evil. Everybody understand that? All right.
Exodus chapter 21 and verse 20. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished.
Read on.
Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money.
Right, come on.
If men strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her,
Wow.
and yet no mischief follow,
Right.
he shall be surely punished, according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine.
Right, so men is striving, they fighting. The woman is nearby, she gets struck accidentally. Right? Not purposely. It said no mischief followed, meaning that it was never found out that they were trying, the man was trying to hurt the woman or take away her seed, right? Then the husband shall put a number or amount that this man will have to be fined for the loss of his son. All right, everybody understand that? There's negligence there, right? But he's not holy, he didn't do it intentionally. But the fact that the striver brought about this loss, he has to pay for the loss of child. Right? Read.
Verse 23. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life.
Right. So if any mischief, if there's any reason they find he did this on purpose, they shall give life for life. So now, this is something that the abortion clinics, this is a verse here that they don't want to deal with. Right? Because their idea is that the child is not alive till it's born. Right? But in this scenario, was the child alive? Yeah. Yes, it was. It wasn't born, but it was considered alive. That's why I said if mischief followed, meaning if they did it on purpose, it was considered life for life. It was considered murder. Does everybody understand that? So if you go and have an abortion, what did you do to that child?
Murder.
It is what?
Murder.
It is murder. Don't get it confused, right? Don't let them say it's an embryo and it's a this and a that and the third. It is murder. Okay, that's all it is. All right, Esau trying to be slick in his speech. He got this Bible too. He know what it say. He know when you go to them clinics, they murdering our babies. That's right. Right, they murdering our babies. Those doctors in there are murderers for hire. They hired hitmen, right? Taking out babies, right? And getting paid and still walking to and fro as if they've done nothing. Okay, so let's get it. Let it be known. All right. So, if mischief, read the 23rd verse again.
Verse 23. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life.
Come on.
Eye for eye.
Right.
Tooth for tooth.
Come on.
Hand for hand. Foot for foot.
So now, why does it he struck the woman? The baby didn't die, but it lost some sort of some ailment, right? Because of what you did willfully. Like some people, they try to abort the baby, it didn't work. So the baby is born, but missing this and missing that. And most I say eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, foot for foot. All right? So be careful what you do. All right? Because the most I said is if you want to take away this man's hand, you're going to lose your hand. You want to take away this man's foot, you're going to lose your foot. All right? So then we start to be more precious, bodily, looking at each other bodily more preciously. Everybody understand that? Make us accountable. All right? Let's read.
Verse 25. Burning for burning.
Right?
Wound for wound. Strike for strike.
Right. Burning for burning, wound for wound, strike for strike. So you want to, they had a lot of situations in the Caribbean. And I'm just using the Caribbean because what I witnessed in news about like acid being thrown on females and things of that sort, and the man just walking around. You know what I mean? According to this law, what he should get? Right back on him. Right back on him. Right? By the judges. By the hand of the judges. Right? So you can't even say somebody did this to you. By the hand of the judges, acid be thrown right back on you. Right? Bet you if they understood that, they wouldn't go that route. But now you got case after case after case. I mean, I was looking at something in, I think it was Trinidad.
Yeah, we was watching the news.
Trinidad, like, yo, they're burning up the woman. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? They just, that was the answer. One fire. What? You don't like what you do? Here you go. Where they get this acid from, I don't know, right? I don't know what kind of acid it is. I don't know what it is. I didn't go that far into the understanding of it. But I know it's rampant. Rampant. Like case after case after case. I saw one case in Guyana too. Right? You see a case in Guyana too. Right? But I saw several in Trinidad. Several in Guyana too. So it must be the new thing to do. I don't know. I saw something in England too. But these guys were just randomly throwing acid on people. Like it's some sort of joke. Like and they're laughing. You know what I mean? Like open up the car, they knock on the car door. Anybody else seen that? They open the car door and they have like a little spray bottle. And they just spray the acid on you and go running. You know? If these laws were in place, right? They would not do that. But somebody would get caught, and guess what? They have a bottle of acid waiting on you. Right? What were we doing now? What were we doing? What were we doing? Right? I watch you sit there and butt up, right? So we look at it will stop these things from the door. A lot of things we got accustomed to in this kingdom. We begin to kind of even reason with it. Well, it happened because of this, that. The Most High not a either you do or you don't, right or wrong, right? Good or bad, right or wrong, light or dark. It's simple, it's straightforward.
Somebody just cut that woman up and the daughter with the machete here.
I think it was his two daughters. It's two daughters, yeah, I saw that. Lord of Hill. Two daughters. So, yeah, it was the father. And the father, two daughters and a wife. Okay, two daughters and a wife with a machete. You know the family. They say, you know the family, right? Right? Probably were Benjamins.
You know it. Come on now. With the machete.
I said I hope they were. They just be going on. They get angry, go off. Right? So, but if he knew that he swung this machete, that there's a machete waiting on him, he might think twice about that. You know what I mean? Okay.
In certain places in Jamaica, which I'm sure y'all know, some people, we consider because before the police gets there, they'll be dead. The people in the community will already take out whatever they're gonna cut them up.
So you're saying if a man with a machete slices his children, that's I've seen some things like that, right? Street justice, right? I said, right? It was stoning, man to death. I think it was Bati Boy or something, I don't know, right? But he was getting a lot of stones, right?
Raped a little girl.
Raped the girl.
Last year, and
they stoned him right in the street.
Yeah. They killed him right there.
Right. Right. But a hand, and listen, I can't be mad at them. Because the rape is, the only problem is in this society, you got people that will claim things and it didn't happen. So we have to make sure that it is truly that's what it is. You know what I mean? Because we don't want to jump to a conclusion, put a wrong man to death. Ways of knowing if these things were to take place or not. I be able to, when the judgment comes, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We know that this is what the man did. All right? There's rules on rape and all those type of things. We'll continue. It's a whole other topic. All right. Let's read.
The book of Exodus. A man smite the eye of his servant or the eye of his maid, that it perish. He shall let him go free for his eyes' sake.
Right, because you took away something from this person they can never get back. That person no longer has to serve you. You just freed them, right? Because they'll never be whole again. All right, verse 3.
Verse 27. And if he smite out his manservant's tooth or his maidservant's tooth, he shall let him go free for his tooth's sake.
All right.
If an ox gore a man or a woman that they die, then the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten. But the owner of the ox shall be quit. But if the ox were wont to owner, and he have not kept him in, but that he have killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and his owner also shall be put to death.
Shall be put to death. So now we don't have oxen, but what we have? We got dogs, right? You know, a lot of people like to train their dog. He's a killer, right? I feed him raw meat, and I got him in and locked him in a room in the back with heavy chains on his neck, and he in there just crazy, like I feed him gunpowder, right? In there like a Tasmanian devil in the room. Eventually, if you mess up and this dog get out, this crazy machine that you created right here, right? Get out and kill somebody, guess what? That's on you. Right? Because you know what this dog is capable of doing. You actually made this dog this way. Now, your dog, the family dog, you know, everybody love the dog, you know, love everybody. And one day, the dog smell a smell or a spirit get on him, and he turn around and just clamp down on somebody's neck. Right? Kill him on the spot. The dog got to die. Right? But it's not on you because, right? Well, we know what got into him. What got into him? Spirit of vengeance got into him, right? But he got to die anyway, right? But he got instruction from the Most High. I don't know why the dog did what he did. Because he wasn't known to do these things. Okay? And that happens. It happens a lot. People have a dog in their house and it's their dog and they cool with the dog, and one day the dog says, you know what, today? Not today, right? I'm going to kill you today, right? He wasn't known to do these things, but he did it. Right? So that dog is put to death, but the owner is not held accountable. But if you were aware that your dog got issues, and people telling you that dog has issues, and you still ignoring them, and he get out and do something, it's on you too. All right? It's on you too, because you were negligent. All right? So we have laws that consist of negligence. You were negligent to make sure either one, this dog is contained, or two, that his dog be put down because you know he out of control. All right, let's read it.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, and verse 30.
And I'm using dog because that's something that we're most used to, but it could be any animal that's in your care. Right? It could be any animal in your care. Right? Horse not known to kick, and one day you walk behind a horse and take your damn head off. Right? Oh yeah, a horse kick you, you're done, right? Your head will come off your shoulders, you're done, right? So, you know, a full-grown horse, you don't want that kick, right? Right? That's where you get horsepower from, right? All right, let's read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, and verse 30. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him.
Right.
Whether he have born a daughter, according to this judgment shall it be done unto him.
Right.
If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver.
So wait, do y'all understand what happened here in 30 and 31? All right, before I keep going. That means that there's a ransom that can be paid, that he can actually live. Okay? If he was aware that his dog, you know, can do certain things, but he have money set up. He can give you, you know, a couple mil. Sorry, here's a couple mil. I know about dog, but hey, you know, I didn't foresee this coming. It's a great loss. Can I pay you something for his own life, right? He can't give a ransom for his life. He can pay you for his life. Everybody understand that? Okay. So let's move on. So just want to that. Pick it up at 32.
Verse 32. If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned.
Right.
And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit and not cover it, and an ox or a donkey fall therein,
right,
the owner of the pit shall make it good and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his.
Right. So you kill the man beast, you got to pay the man for his beast. Do something negligent that causes the beast to hurt himself or kill himself. Right? It's your negligence. You put a pit here, you didn't board it up, you didn't cover it, you didn't put a cover on it to prevent someone from falling in. All right? You have to now pay. Right? you have to pay. And that dead animal in the pit, now you can have that, right? Because you caused that situation. Now you got to fish it out of there, whatever the case may be. All right. So that's all like insurance again, right? Making sure that things are safe, right? Those of us that work in constructions and things like that sort understand safety is a big deal, right? That you got to make sure something, you dig a hole or something, you got to shore it, cover it up, make sure that no one else can fall or hurt themselves in that hole, or else it's all you. All right. Let's read.
Verse 35. And if one man's ox hurt another's, that he die, then they shall sell the ox, the live ox, and divide the money of it.
Right.
And the dead ox also they shall divide.
Right. So what? You know, you got to make it right. All right. You are in control. Your ox damaged somebody else's, or your dog damaged somebody else's. Right. You have to now either sell yours so that we can both get some money out of the situation, or I got to make it right. So the reality of it, this law is talking about, is making it right. You just can't say sorry. All right? You know, the old saying, as my mother used to say sometimes, sorry can't buy courage, right? Meaning that your sorry needs to be backed up with something. All right? You can't just say my bad and okay, I said my bad. I said my bad. No, you caused loss. So you have to recoup the loss. Yes, you apologize, but you have to now recoup the loss. Everybody understand that? You can't just say my bad and just keep it moving, keep it pushing. Right? And they say, wait, let it go, man. I said sorry. You know, there's loss here. Right? So you have to have what they call fruit of repentance. You repented, and you have to show, right? You have to restore, right, that which was taken. Everybody understand that? That's the law. Okay, let's read.
Verse 36. For if it be known that the ox have used to push in time past, and his owner have not kept him in, he shall surely pay ox for ox.
If he did this negligently, then he loses his ox altogether. Okay, you got to pay back. You got to restore what was taken away. All right, chapter 22. Let's go.
Okay, Exodus chapter 22 and verse 1. If a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep.
All right, so now this would stop a lot of stealing. You steal something and you get rid of it, meaning that you can't return it. You sold it, or there's no way to return what you took. Everybody understand that? Right? So, you pack you stole it, you ate it. Now you owe him a pack. Right? Not just one, you owe him a pack. Everybody understand that? All right? It's very important to be understand, because this will alleviate small issues that come up. Right? And we'll be a lot more careful. If I know how to give you before I touch your stuff. You know what I mean? Let's read.
Verse 2. If a thief be found breaking up and be smitten that he died.
So that's what Shalom Rock was bringing out earlier, right? That means this thief was found breaking in, and then he got smitten that he died. You know, your whatever your security system is, whether it be a bat or a crowbar or a gun, whatever it is, you went for your security system, and it caused the man to die. Right? Read on.
There shall no blood be shed for him.
Right, and you know how far their intention is. Right? It could be just coming to steal, but what's the old saying? If you can steal, you can kill. Huh?
If you lie, you'll steal, and if you steal, you'll kill.
You'll kill, right? That's that old saying, right? If you lie, you'll steal. If you steal, you'll kill, right? So if a thief is breaking into the house, and then somebody's in the house, they got to make a decision. They might kill that person. It was just their intention to steal, but they went to steal with a strap on them because they don't know how this is going to pan out. You know what I mean? They would like to just steal and keep it moving, but it doesn't always work that way. All right? So they're going to what? You catch them coming in and you kill them because you prevented something. You don't know what this person was going to do. All right? There's no bloodshed for that person's blood. Right? There's no crime here. other than this man trying to steal. Okay, let's read.
Verse 3. If the sun be risen upon him,
Right,
there shall be blood shed for him.
right,
For he should make full restitution, shall be sold for his theft.
right. So now, it says, if the sun rise upon him. So this is mean that you came home and somebody, right, took your couch, right? Your couch is gone, the nightstand, the two tables next to it, everything, right? Your TV's off the wall. What are you going to do? You go to your camera system, if you have one, and you go, damn, right? JoJo took my stuff. You can't go get the gun and go see JoJo, right? You can't do that because on the crime. Everybody understand that? He got in, he stole, yes, he did it. He got that. Had you been home and you went and got him before he got anything, hey, that's just legal. But he already got away. The sun rose upon his crime. He already did it. Now you have to give him a chance to what? Do restitution. Whether if he don't have the money to return the items, then he needs to go work. That's what he said, he's going to be sold. He needs to go make the money to return the items. Everybody understand that? But it has to be, he has to have that opportunity to restore it because it was a father's will he got away with. All right, you can't take it in your own hands now. All right, let's read.
Exodus chapter 22 and verse 4. If the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or donkey or sheep, he shall restore double.
Right. So if you took possession and you say, hey man, that's my sheep, man. Right? You came to my house, you took it. How you know it's yours? It's branded right here, look. Right? Oh, you right. It back and give me one of yours. Right? Because you gotta now return what? Double. So if you can return the item, you only return double. If you can't return the item, how much you gotta bring back? 5 of them. 5 times, that's right. Right? 5 times if you can't return it, double if you can return it. Okay, let's read.
Verse 5. If a man shall put in his beast and shall feed in another man's field,
that's wicked. Read on.
Of the best of his shall he make restitution.
Right. So you don't set your animals, and they we don't have fields so much in oxen to eat, but I like to use a dog always because that's something that a lot of us have, right? And you let your dog go in the field and they trample up all the roses and stuff of your neighbor's field, wrapping on everything, just tear it all up, right? You now have to go to your house or someplace else and restore what your animal has destroyed. Everybody understand that?
God.
Break out and catch in thorns, so that the stacks of corn or the standing corn or the field be consumed therewith. He that kindled the fire shall surely make restitution.
Right. If you're an arsonist, right? You burnt it, and you might have started a fire here. What does fire do? It spreads. Sometimes you don't know. You didn't make the right provisions to keep that fire contained.
Right.
Or you wasn't paying attention to the wind or something. But you the one that started the fire, and now look what the fire did. It's on you. All right? It's on you. Every damage that fire, even though it wasn't your intention for the fire to go that far, you started the fire. Everybody understand that? Right? You gotta, and that's another thing with like instigators, right? That start a problem, and then the problem flourishes, right?
Right.
You go back to that instigator, he's responsible. Everybody understand that? You started that spiritual fire, that mental fire that went on and traveled. All right? Don't act like you're innocent. You're not innocent in the matter. All right? But here we're talking about a physical fire, but it's also if you look at the spiritual context. If you're the cause of a problem to start, you can't then act like you are innocent from the problem. You can't then isolate yourself from the problem. Everybody understand that? Because you know it was off your word that this thing started in the first place. Right? So you have to make restitution. You have to go and make sure things are mended, things that were broken are repaired. Okay, let's read.
Verse 7. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money, or if the thief be found, let him pay double.
We gotta get somebody else. I see everybody looking up there. I'm like, what are they looking at? I see that the conversation. Read that again.
Verse 7. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money, or stuff to be kept.
Right. So a man delivers unto his neighbor money or stuff to be kept. Yeah. Could you keep an eye on this for me? Could you hold this for me? And the person agrees and says, okay, I will hold it. You know?
And it be stolen.
Right? Somebody break in my house now and stole what you just lent me. Right? What I'm holding for you actually. Right? You didn't lend it to me. I'm holding it for you. Right? Read on.
Out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double.
If the thief be found, the thief got to pay double. Right? What he stole and give another portion. Read on.
If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges to see whether he have put his hand unto his neighbor's goods.
Right. So now you got to be what?
Under investigation.
Under investigation. All right. I gave you something. Now you're talking about it's missing. Somebody stole it. Oh, really? You going under investigation. All right. You're going to go on investigation. You can't just say, I don't know what happened to it. Somebody stole it. No. You now have to sit the
Verse 9. For all manner of trespass, whether it be for ox, for donkey, for sheep, for raiment, or for any matter of lost thing, both parties shall come before the judges.
Right.
And whom the judges shall.
Listen, these things need to be dealt with. You can't say, yo, somebody took my thing and I don't know what happened and just leave it there. No, what was that? What was that movie? Was it Hood with Debo? Yeah. Friday. Thank you. Friday. Everybody's mad. Everybody just duck their chain when he come around, right? That ain't like that in our nation. Somebody's who's wrong, who took what, and that person got to put restitution on it. All right. We're not gonna be walking around like you ducking the place out. All right. And nobody want to step to you. No, it ain't like that. So we have to deal with that matter. All right. We can't get the fear of man prevent us from dealing with a matter. All right. Let's read.
Verse 10. If a man deliver unto his neighbor an donkey or an ox or a sheep or any beast to keep, and it die or be hurt or driven away, no man seeing it, then shall an oath of the Most High be between them both, that he have not put his hand unto his neighbor's goods. And the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall not make it good.
Right. So let's pay attention to this now. So look at this situation. If a man deliver unto, right, to keep, and it die or be drawn away, was not in the power of the owner, what happened to it, right? Then this has to go before a judge. And the judge has to determine, did this man do something to cause this loss? If he's found innocent and no negligence is found, then he is not guilty of the loss. Everybody understand that? Because there's no crime on that man. He held his stuff, something happened that was not not on him. Okay, read on.
Verse 11. Then shall an oath of the Most High be between them both, that he have not put his hand unto his neighbor's goods. And the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall not make it good.
Right, you just got to take that loss.
Yeah.
Read on.
And if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof.
Right.
If it be torn in pieces, then let him bring it for witness, and he shall not make good that which was torn.
Come on.
And if a man borrow aught of his neighbor.
So now this is a borrow. So this is different than somebody laying something and you holding it for them. Now you're borrowing it. That means it's for your benefit. Everybody understand that? You're taking something that belongs to your neighbor for your own benefit. All right, read.
And if a man borrow aught of his neighbor,
and it be anything, read on.
And it be hurt or die, the owner thereof being not with it, he shall surely make it good.
Right, you have to restore it. You borrowed it, Something happened to it. You now have to restore it to the person that you borrowed it from. Everybody understand that? Something happened to it in your care. You have to return or pay or return the payment for it. Okay, let's read.
Verse 15. But if the owner thereof be with it, he shall not make it good. If it be in hire thing, it came for his hire.
Right, so now, give me a scenario of this. Give me this scenario. Right? Give me this scenario now here. Where you borrow, right?
Shamshuan asks Baruch, let me borrow your speakers to go to this party.
Right.
And Lion Paul comes by and knocks over the speaker. You know, I'm going to be held responsible if I'm found. You know what I mean? But if I'm not found, that I knocked over the speaker, then Shamshuan has to replace that speaker.
But now, partying it up at that same party.
Okay.
And he's getting his two-step on, right? Now what's the case?
He doesn't have to reimburse because he was present and he was enjoying the atmosphere as well.
Exactly. Everybody understand that? Very key laws here. Because these are things that we don't learn in here. We ain't gonna learn these things. Right? I'm here eating the chicken that you grilling, right? And something happens, it's not negative, but something happens, right? You knock, something happen, they dance, somebody do something, throw the frisbee, you knock over the grill plate, right? I'm here in the midst of everything, right? So you don't owe me nothing, right? You don't owe me nothing because I'm in the midst of it too. I'm enjoying it too. It happened. Yeah, you borrowed it, but I was here too. But if I wasn't there and I get the phone call in the story, and you won't believe what happened to your grill, right? Somebody need to give me a new grill, right? Because I wasn't eating none of that chicken, right? Don't bring me a pan of chicken, bring me a new grill. Right? Don't try to trap me either, right? So we have to understand. We're using examples, but these examples are somebody's car, right? And now you're giving them a ride. Even though you borrowed their car, you're driving up the road and we get to an accident, right? No. But if I already dropped them off and I got an accident, I got to make it good. Everybody understand that? Okay? All right. Let's go.
Verse 16. And if a man entice a maid,
right,
that is not betrothed,
right? What does betrothed mean again? Engage or promise, read on.
And lie with her,
right?
He shall surely endow her.
What's a maid? A young woman. Right? A young woman, read on.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
What does it mean to endow? Endow. Somebody Google the word endow for me, please, and give me the definition of the word endow. E-N-D-O-W. E-N-D-O-W.
It says give an income or property to person or institution.
Right.
Pay back. You gotta pay them back.
Pay who back?
The person or institution.
Okay, so now according to the verse, who you gotta pay?
Oh, the father.
Right. You have to pay for the woman, right? You said endow her to be your wife. Meaning that you have to pay for her. Everybody understand that? You don't just take the woman, you lay with the woman, okay, now the woman is mine, and just keep it right. That's not how it works in the children of the Most High. If you lay with this woman, you need to pay. Her father, let's say her father's not around. Huh? The priest, maybe.
Her grandfather's alive.
Whoever's what? Whoever's her caretaker has to receive her endowment. It could be her priest, right? It could be if she doesn't have family and stuff like that, it could be her priest. If she has an uncle that's raising her, it's her uncle, right? If there's a big brother that's been looking out for her, it's her big brother need to get that endowment. Everybody understand that?
Her own though.
Right?
She take care of herself.
If she's on her own, does she take care of herself? What do you mean on her own? She
like
she older. The sky,
I'm saying like
she had to come from somewhere.
I'm saying she's an older woman. Like
she's an older woman, but she came from somewhere.
Right, but I'm saying
so
like her father not around.
No one is in her life, no one that can hold her down.
No, I'm saying her father not around.
Her father's not around, She's an older woman, so she pays for her own bills, stuff like that, right? Interact with somebody. Maybe it could even be a best friend, right? If she doesn't have a priest or she doesn't have a place that she goes to get spiritual instruction, then it could be like a best friend or something to that effect. Because you have to make this deal concrete, right? You establish this ownership. Because when you get a wife, you get a what? A possession. You own your wife. Independent, it's not a deal. You are now
at least option about it.
right. Not leasing her, right? You own her.
Right.
All right. Let's understand that. Because if you own something, pay for it. What is that? It's stealing that. Right? If you take something in your possession, now you saying it's yours, but you didn't pay for it, something of value, then you what? You stole it. Right?
36:24.
Right. 36:24 is Sirach. In the book of Sirach, let's get it. A woman, a wife, in Esau, we're learning in Hebrew class today, for those that go to the Hebrew class, right? Yeah, Esau is your possession. Belongs to you. All right, let's read. And you gotta get a new possession, you need to pay for it. Let's read.
The book of Sirach, chapter
Earn
30.
it. Earn it somehow. You know what I mean? May not be money. Because like with right? He earned his wives. Right? Let's read.
The book of Sirach, chapter 36, and verse 20.
Beginneth
A possession.
a possession. Right? You get a wife, you're beginning a possession. Now she belongs to you. Okay. All right. So this is why it has to be okay. Aria. So they say you don't have to pay. You should still offer something, right? You know what I mean? You can offer time. You can offer, it could be a 6-pack. I mean, I see that you need that, that you look thirsty. Here you go. Right? Something to escape off of you, but you want to get the endowment off of you. Everybody understand? But you want to get the endowment off of you, right?
When Sarah died, Abraham wanted to get some land. It was going to give it to him for free.
Right.
But he
said no.
No.
I'm gonna make sure I get. He forced them to give him the money, to take this money, because he don't want later on you saying what? And I gave it to for free. I hooked you up. I'm gonna give you something. Whether it be just in time, at least I can say, oh listen, I went there and I paid the house. I did something. I can equate to say, listen, I ain't just come and take the man's daughter. I did something, right? And there should be an exchange of value. There should be some sort of exchange of value. All right. It might not be evenly exchanged, but you got a deal. You know what I mean? You got a great deal. You know what I mean? Sometimes somebody give you a Cadillac for $10. You gonna refuse it? No, you're gonna drive away, right? You're gonna drive away. Beep, beep, beep. You out. Right? You're going, nah, man, I gotta give you $1,000. No, you gotta give something. All right. All right. So we understand the endowment has to come off the man. The man has to get it off of him. Because thus saith the Most High. You entice the woman. You lie with the woman. You have to endow her. All right. He must endow her to be his wife. All right. Okay. Make it, and oftentimes in scripture, the way that our elders transliterated this Bible, if we were to look at it, it is written that the word for woman and the word for wife is the same word, Isha, right? It would be that the Isha became his woman. Like some people might say, well, that's my woman, right? That's my woman, right? Because that's the pronoun, right? So not that she changed what she is. She didn't go from being a woman to being a wife. She began to be a woman to being my woman, right? We use another word for that in English. It's just your wife. Okay, we use another word, but in Hebrew, it's the same word. You are his woman. Okay, so let's keep that in understanding. Verse 17.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 17. If her father,
If her who?
If her father,
the father of a daughter is her master. He plays the same position as a master of the house. We worried about the master, right? Who owns that daughter? Who owns those people that's in his house? The father owns that daughter. Everybody understand that? Read that.
Utterly refused to give her unto him.
So now he come and say, listen, boss, I got to give you the dowry because I done laid with your daughter, right? And you go, oh, hell no, right? You can't have my daughter, right? So, he says, no. 2 Chainz, right? He says, no, 2 Chainz. You can't have my daughter, right? I don't care what y'all thought y'all did together. Decision, laying with you, right? I didn't give her permission to lay with you, right? I didn't tell her that she can be with 2 Chainz. She should know better than that. Being in there with the money, he got the money. He showed it on the videos, right? He got the money, right? But he don't want the money. He wanted to say, no, give my daughter, I don't want your money, right? He refused it. Read on.
He shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
So there's a certain dispensation of money he needs to still pay, which is he has to pay for taking her what? Her virginity. But he don't get her because the father refused her. But he still has to pay for the fact that this woman is no longer a virgin. So in a sense, he devalued her. Everybody understand that? And he needs to pay for the devaluing of his daughter. Okay? Because his daughter may go on to be someone else's that's not a virgin. Everybody understand that? So he don't take a loss. Right? He needs to get paid for his daughter's virginity. Okay? Let's read.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. That means what? Witches should what? Die. Right? Not suffering to live means she should die. But some of them don't call themselves witches. What do they call them? Obia, fortune tellers, voodoo priests, voodoo, what else they call them? Palm readers, gypsies, right? They go by all these other names under the sun, right? They have a lot of different names, but they all should not suffer them to live. Own them. He actually promotes them, right? They give them shows, crossing over, right? They give them networks, Call Me Now, right? They make movies, shows about them, Bewitched, right? Dream of Genie, Charmed, all these different things. But in our kingdom, most I said, it was something for them to live. Be put to death for messing with those familiar spirits, for calling and conjuring up things, making potions and stuff like that. You'll be put to death for that. All right, let's read.
Verse 19. Whosoever lieth with a beast, right, shall surely be put to death.
Right. What does it mean? Is that having laying with the dog in the bed? What does that mean? It's talking about it happens more than you think. Right? It's something that it happens. You know what I mean? People they turn to what the scriptures call it. Let's go right to the verse. Give me Romans 1:22. Romans 1:22. With vile affection, they into all kind of foolishness. Right? Let's read that.
The book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse
22.
22. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools.
They became what?
Fools.
They became fools. People think they're so smart, they become foolish. They think they're so wise, they're smarter than the Bible. But they're so smart, they become fools. Read on.
And change the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like to corruptible man. Birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things.
They start to worship what? Animals. Intertwine themselves with beasts in ways that they ought not to do. Right? Read on.
Wherefore, the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness.
To what?
To uncleanness.
Uncleanness. Read on.
Through the lust of their own heart.
To the lust of their heart. So they get involved in all kind of matter of uncleanliness. Lusting after what? Right? These beasts. Right? Read on.
To dishonor their own bodies.
Do what?
To dishonor their own
They
bodies.
end up dishonoring their own body. How do they dishonor? How do they disrespect their own body? By laying with the beast. Right? Just with the beast, but what? Amongst themselves, they dishonor their bodies. They get into all kind of vile, wicked fetishes and things of that sort, they call it. Right? Read on.
Who change the truth of God into a lie.
Right?
And worship and serve the creatures.
Creatures, read on.
More than the creator.
They worship creatures more than the creator. Right? So they actually literally say, I saw this one time. The lady said she's in love with her dog.
Yeah.
Right? That she wants to leave everything to her dog. Right? What did this dog do to her that made her so love her so much? Right? I don't even want to know. Right? But the reality of it is that she's in these vile affections. Right? Right?
There was a man, I think he was in Washington, D.C., maybe on a horse.
He
died.
He died.
They perforated his colon.
Yeah. His colon, and then it bled out. Right? Got into his bloodstream and he died for that wicked act. Right? Yeah. And that dog got, and a horse got to die too. And I mean, the horse didn't even agree to all this matters. Right? The horse got to die too because he's defiled now. Right? What was that? The guy with the gerbil? Right? Richard Gere. Right? Why? How did gerbil get in there? Right? What were you doing to this gerbil? Right? So we got stories that come out, but it all derives from vile affection, wicked thoughts and actions that are not controlled, and it gets out of control. All right, it gets way out of control. All right, I believe there was one video back a while back. It was Aaliyah, right, where she laid out with a snake. You got the snake all wrapping around and all kind of interacting with the snake, or something to that effect. To show you that the imagination of man is wicked as hell. Right? It's wicked. But we know not to get involved in any of these things. All right? All that is wicked. Don't be seduced or persuaded interaction with any kind of animal sexually. Everybody understand that? All right. All right. Everybody understand that? Condemn it right away. All right. See some of the Chinese people using little fish, all kind of matters, right? I'm going to ask what I'm going to go far to that. Right? Go ahead.
It was a story with
Leeches.
Esau. The guy, I guess he was like an alligator keeper. He came up missing, so they put the alligators, and the other alligator came up from behind him and snatched him up.
That's good. In Naples?
Yeah, that's out there though. Everglades.
And the other alligator got vexed. I would be vexed too. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, Esau, violating the damn alligator. Hold on. Somebody, okay? That's in Naples. Yeah. That's why he said the scriptures say even the trees are going to rejoice when this white man is taken out of power. These things only can happen in his kingdom, man. Only his kingdom can allow this madness to go down. Like having intercourse with the earth and things of that sort. Right? It's just straight madness. Right? But the Most High gave us laws. Why did he give us these laws? Because Esau is not the creator of these things. As much as we curse Esau out, right? A lot of these things that Esau be into come from what? The Egyptians, right? The Egyptians was into a lot of madness. That's why they have like half man, half dog, dog-headed. Where do you think they got this idea from? Because they were having intercourse with a dog, thinking that they would have a dog person, right? And no dog person ever materialized, right? But that was the idea, that they're going to have a dog person or this person or that person. That's right. Half animal, half person creatures that they were into. Okay? So we know that this is not nothing new under the sun. There's no new thing. Right now, that spirit is on Esau. It's on the so-called white man. So that spirit existed in the earth before. It existed in the earth before it was in these other nations. Let's read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22, and verse 20. He that sacrificeth unto any god, save unto the Most High only, he shall be utterly destroyed.
Right. Right? Only the Most High you can sacrifice unto. Any other God, going to be destroyed. Right? All that, they call paganism. They sacrifice unto their gods and all that, they dealing with the blood and all that kind of stuff. Even when you go to a Boy Scout, they want to prick your finger, right? When they say they want to be blood brothers. Yeah, that's what they do in the Boy Scouts. Prick your finger and you become a blood brother. Right? Put your blood and, so it's madness, right? But such a big organization as that still do that madness to this day, right? That's sacrifice to wickedness, and we're not tolerating that. Anybody wants you to get you involved in that? Lie. All right, let's go.
Verse 21. Thou shalt neither vex a stranger nor oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt.
Right. So when we're in our power and when we're strong as a nation, we're not going to be oppressing the stranger for no reason, right? That's not the spirit we have on us. We're not going to be just bounding them for no reason. There's going to be some that need to pay, yeah. But then if a person is going according to the rules and everything like that, leave them alone. Everybody understand that? Leave them alone. Because we were once strangers, and we got oppressed, and we got dealt with wrong. When we came into Egypt, we came in as strangers. We were loved as a people, right? Everybody understand that? We were loved and respected as a people when we first came into Egypt. Why? Because of the love and respect they have for Joseph, right? But when that time passed, they began to get evil. Under the Ramesses, they became evil against us. So we got to remember these things. It no sense being unjustly evil towards somebody for no apparent reason. Everybody understand that? Right? A lot of people use the fact that this person is a heathen to just be lashing out at the person. That's not the spirit of the Most High. All right, that's not the spirit of the Most High. The person is bucking up and they acting crazy. Well, you deal with them. You know what I mean? By all means, don't hold back. But if they just going about their business, leave it alone. Okay. Everybody understand that? All right, let's read.
Verse 23. If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry.
Right.
Verse 24.
Right. So the Most High said, listen, I'm going to defend them. So leave them alone. Okay.
Verse 22. Ye shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child.
Right. Somebody that doesn't have defense. A widow doesn't have their husband anymore, their defenses. Don't afflict them because they don't have a defense. Or fatherless child doesn't have a father-in-law. In fact, what are we supposed to be to the widow and the father? Right? We're supposed to be a father to the fatherless and a husband to the widow, right? We're supposed to be looking out for them. We're supposed to take that position in their life, right? Because they don't have someone in that position. Everybody understand that? Right. Let's read.
If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry.
Right. So that's the widow and the fatherless child. You afflict them, and if they cry unto the Most High, He gonna come to their defense.
My wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword.
I'll do what?
And I will kill you with the sword.
He said He's gonna be so angry, He's gonna kill you with the sword for doing this. Let's read.
And your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless.
Right. So He's gonna make your wives a widow, and your children fatherless, because you were taking advantage of someone else. Right? To show you that what? You reap what you sow. Everybody understand that? That's the Most High's law. That's how you're going to see these things echo throughout all His laws. You're going to reap what you sow with the Most High.
25. If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a usurer.
Interest or fee, extra somebody's in need of money. This is not talking about a business venture. I want you to understand that. If it's a business venture, you're going forth to go, let's say, buy you said to somebody, give me 1,000, I'll give you back 1,500. Because this is a business venture. This is something I'm going to go into this. It's not because I'm needy, I'm looking for food or raiment. It's because I'm trying to do something that's going to generate extra money. All right? So you can charge in that sense. But if somebody comes to you and they need, borrow $100 to pay their rent, you can't turn to them and say, well, give me 150 back. That's wicked. Everybody understand that? You see the difference? Right? It's a big difference. Okay? Let's read.
Verse 26. If thou at all take thy neighbor's raiment to pledge, thou shalt deliver it unto him by that the sun goeth down.
Right. So sometimes somebody says, "Well, I give you $100. How I know you're gonna pay me back? Give me your garment. Or you give me $100 back, you get your garment." Right? When a person gives $100 back, get them their garment, man. Don't try not to hold a garment. You hold it for a pledge. Everybody understand that? And we would do that a lot. We hold a pledge just to make sure the person returns that which they took. Read.
Verse 27. For that is his covering only. It is his raiment for his skin.
Come on.
Wherein shall he sleep?
Right.
And it shall come to pass when he crieth unto me that I shall not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people.
Right. So these gods, the word God, and it's a lowercase, right?
Yeah.
The word God means what? Authorities. Right? It's authorities. It's not talking about, the Most High or any kind of spirit. It's talking about people that have authority. He says that should not revile the authorities. Right? Let's read that again.
Thou shalt not revile the authorities, nor curse the ruler of thy people.
Right, because the Most High set up what? What did he set up? Captains, right? These captains are put in position that they got to make decisions. Don't hate them because they got to make a decision, in other words, right? They're put in that position, they're given laws, statutes, commandments, they need to execute them. But now you hold it against them, you hold it personal with them. Oh, I can't stand him. He always coming with the law, right? No, he's supposed to come with the law. Everybody understand that? So don't revile the authorities, the gods, those that were put in position to oratate or to deliberate the job. All right, let's read.
Verse 29. Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits and of thy liquors. The firstborn of thy sons shalt thou give unto me.
Right.
Likewise shalt thou do with thine oxen and with thy sheep. 7 days it shall be with his dam. On the 8th day thou shalt give it.
You don't take it away until it's been alive for what? 7 days. All right. Then you have to then you can offer it up, to the Most High, or you can redeem it, with money. Right. We'll talk about that in another set of laws. You can redeem things that's offered, like your son. You offer to the Most High. You don't kill your son. You redeem. Okay. So. And that law, that understanding, you'll get further into the law. All right, let's read.
31. And ye shall be holy men unto me. Neither shall ye eat any flesh that is torn of beasts in the field.
You learn this law later on, and you can give it to the other nations. Right? But you cannot, because you're a Hebrew, so if you come and a wolf killed your sheep, you can't pick up the remainder of the sheep and cook it and eat it. Everybody understand that? You can't do that. But you can pick up the remaining sheep, skin it, sell it to the nations. When they say you can cast it to the dogs, it's not talking about fire, right? It's talking about the nations, right?
So what will we do now in this day and age for redeeming our sons? Firstborn, I mean.
What you do is you so that you attend and send the prayers up, for your son, and you redeem him to you again in the sight of the Most High. So there's a redeeming, little ceremony that we have. Usually do it at the time of the circumcision, when she's circumcised, or for a daughter when she's clean. So she has to do the time of purification of the mother. When the mother's time of purification is over, we do it then. We bring the daughter. Okay. All right. So it's now 3:30. We're going to take the break. All right. Announcements. Also, we need to do the picking up the names for Purim. We have New Moon tomorrow night. So we never did the menu. So for the preparation. So we need a scribe. Let's go through it real quick. We need a scribe. All right, we're gonna do that now. Okay. Right. All right. We have a little situation with this parking lot now. Evidently, maybe some complaints have gone back to the landlord, saying that they don't want so much congregating outside. Okay, we only have one neighbor, So it's not hard to figure out. But, I mean, we only got one neighbor, right? So I don't know, but, you know, and the people across the street, I know don't converse with this lady because the lady that runs this property, she's not a person that people want to converse with, right? So evidently, they have some issues. So let's keep it to a minimum, like going out and doing. If you go outside, you want to sit in your car, you're in your car. Nobody can say nothing. Right. But if we're gonna just dwell, let's keep it right here, right? We put those cones outside, let's keep it right in there, okay? Because we don't have the run of the parking lot, in other words. All right, and we're again?
The right side of the cones, that's what Sam shows me. They do it right there with the cones. I guess when you walk outside, the right of the cones.
So you're saying that if we're gonna be outside, we move down this way. All right. So new instructions, right? If you're gonna go outside, go down this way to the end. Make sure you're not blocking cars from driving in and out, right? But sometimes cars drive in and out, you're trying to patronize the business next door, and I guess they feel uncomfortable, right? So let's keep it in here, and let's try to stay in here as much as possible. That's the main thing. Let's not just head outside. You know what I mean? I know you're gonna go outside a little bit, go air, stretch your legs, but try to keep it inside. Everybody understand that? All right, until we, we get even more clear instruction. But we'll go down this way. If we do go outside, go this way. Don't stay there too long. So go in your car, go this way, or stay in here. All right, during the break. Okay? All right. All right, so let's do the scribe. Who's scribing? Ryan Paul's going to scribe. We're going to go through this quickly. All you got to do, I'm going to call your name, you tell me what you're bringing. All right, we're just going to go right through. Hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Marshall. Juice. Samson. Strong drink. Shamuala.
I'm bringing apple pie.
Apple pie. Right, homemade?
No.
Paula Dean.
Not Paula Dean. I want apple pie. What do we have for strong drink?
Okay.
Captain, I'm on.
Me and my wife is on big sodas.
Lion Pod, that's you. I guess you can just write it down.
Orange juice and fruits.
Orange juice and fruits. Yeah, we need more fruit in our diet. Fruits and vegetables. All right. What's your name again?
Solomon.
Solomon. Correct. Solomon. What you bring?
Get wine.
Wine? Okay, Solomon bringing wine. Okay. Asher. Monetary donation. You bringing the Benjamins. You want to do the Benjamins around here? Nothing? We're all about the Benjamins. All right. Asaf, chief musician.
Blueberry lemonade.
Blueberry lemonade. All right. Organic. You crush those blueberries yourself? Huh? That was your feet. Omar.
I guess cutlery.
Cutlery. All right, so we need that. You can't eat without that. All right. So, what's your name, brother? Yeah.
A what?
A-H-R, call, with a lock, and with an L?
A color.
A call. Okay, a call. All right, a call.
I have to think about it a little more.
You still gotta think about it more? Okay. Must have a lot of stuff that you can bring. You gotta think about it. You gotta use the gourmet chef or something. You got like a whole things that you can. Huh? What function? I can't remember. All right, looking forward to those tacos.
I think it's tacos.
Yeah, Shemaiah.
Yeah.
That's gotta be a long time. How long you say yeah? Jack? How long you talking? Cause you brought that up like that was like. Yeah, they were really good. I remember them. All right, PJ, right? TJ, PJ, huh? AJ, huh? You got nothing? All right, you gonna make it tomorrow night? You're not sure you're gonna make it? All right. Well, you're gonna make it. Just bring something, even if it's $1, even if it's a quarter, right? Because it's according to our law that we gotta come bring something. What that something is all up to you. You know what I mean? But anything, just bring. All right, Maureen?
Chili.
Chili, oh yes. Chili be snapping. All right. Shalom Rock. Lemon pepper chicken, all right. All right. Brother, what's your name again? Yeah. Will, okay. We'll bring some chicken. All right, Will. Kenneth? Donate. All right. Yeah. Shaya? Okay, Shaya. You make it tomorrow night? Yeah, we start about 7 o'clock. Yeah. All right. What can you bring? For the Benjamins. All right. All right.
What's your name?
Shamar. Right? I was getting there. Shamar. All right. Dessert? Cakes? Ice cream? Cookies? Something in the dessert family. All right. Tasty cakes. All right. Sugar free? All right. Antonio. What you said? Publix lemonade. All right. Lemonade from the Publix. All right. Kazak. Apples and grapes. Juice, apples and grapes. All right. Feeling healthy at the minute. Aria. Cornbread. Oh, okay. Okay, biblical cornbread. Looking forward to that. All right. Too much juice. You got to soak up some of that juice with some cornbread. I got you. Jeremiah. Nice. All right. Jerk chicken in the spot. All right. All right. Thai dollar signs. All right. Go ahead, Ty. Dessert from Olive Garden. Okay. That's some gourmet dessert. Some what do they call those things that got a little cream? Yeah. Oh, canola? What's that? Yeah. All right. No, it's cheesecake, I know. I don't know that crepe stuff. Crepes are very good. I go for that. King Kadashi, what's going on?
Strawberry lemonade.
Are you going to crush those strawberries yourself, brother? You're going to be drunk with juice. All right. Strawberry lemonade. Strawberry lemonade. Strawberry lemonade.
Got it.
Listen, bring what you can bring out. I'm not trying to. Hallelujah. That's what you can bring out. That's the bring. Strawberry lemonade. All right. Brew. Donation. All right. The Benjamins. All right. Shaquat. Lentil fried rice. You gonna make that, Shaquat? All right. Hallelujah. I'm just making sure any more I didn't come in. All right. So. McGunn, wine? Okay. McGunn said wine. No, moving kind of fast.
I got it.
Okay. Hiram? All right. I heard you in that burger fire. We'll talk about it another time. All right. Okoye.
Is this the ladies or me?
No, Okoye, no.
Oh, Buff.
Bakari. I'm getting it right. Bakari. What are you bringing? Cake. All right. Got that cake, man. That pearl pound cake. Right. That red velvet. I'm just putting ideas out there. Zamar?
Bring some chicken.
Chicken?
Snappers.
Some snappers? Okay.
Yeah.
Some snapper chicken. Karash?
I'll bring some wine.
Some wine? Okay, who we got back there? Any men back there?
I took Yashwan, he said he's gonna bring some rice and peas.
Yashwan is gonna bring rice and peas.
Yes.
What Manatazah? Strong juice.
Hold
Right,
on.
what's that? Grapefruit juice? Hey, cranberry? Is any other brothers back there?
Juice.
Behind the curtain? We're gonna need y'all to fill in this fill in this feast right here. All right, I'm gonna start from the front. Just because I feel like starting. All right. Malachi.
Fettuccine Alfredo chicken.
Fettuccine Alfredo chicken. Fettuccine Alfredo.
Can you say it in a way I can write it down? Just put
Put CH, right?
Mm-hmm.
FC AF. Read that. Now, abbreviate, man. Just abbreviate.
Yeah, because I was lost.
Shorthand, just shorthand again.
All right.
Because you can say it right, fettuccine Alfredo.
I'm gonna go crazy.
Yeah. All right. Naomi. We'll figure something out for you. We'll get you working. All right. Kashar.
Potatoes and I don't know what kind of meat. You got that?
I put potatoes and meat.
Yeah, something on meat sandwich.
Okay. What a question mark.
That's like shepherd's pie. You make a shepherd's pie?
No, they're separate.
Separate. Oh, separate potatoes.
So two dishes.
Okay, gotcha. Ahavia?
Chicken salad.
Chicken salad. Yashapa?
Sour cream and shredded cheese for the children.
Sour cream.
Sour cream and shredded cheese for the children.
Oh, cheese.
Huh?
Sour cream and cheese.
Chicken push-ups?
Beef ribs from Noah
Okay,
and brown stew beef.
okay. Hallelujah.
Beef ribs.
Beef ribs and brown stew.
Brown stew. Where is
Alyssa?
drummer?
I'll bring a salad.
Salad?
Yeah, kale salad.
Okay. The kale salad, you got to put some kale on it. So that makes it right. I ain't got no kale. Yeah, we need that. All right. Brianna? Curry chicken? We find out. Find out it's like that. Breeze. All right. Deanne?
Macaroni and cheese.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's that real macaroni. Macaroni and cheese. All right. All right. Go tell me. Search your memory. I got it. Hold on. It's right there. Try to pull it down. I can't reach it. All right. What's your name? Maxine. All right, Maxine. Want to make it? Okay. All right. Malcolm?
I'm not good on that chili. Yeah.
You probably were making that chili? You doing it? You help your Ima? Oh, I thought you was taking the props for the chili. I tell you. Zion, right? Ziona.
Yeah, banana pudding.
Banana pudding? Somebody's of course, put the spirit in somebody. Ziona.
Banana.
Marcia? You're not sure you'll be here? Okay. So if you happen to come, what would you bring? Some what, right? Okay. You make a rice and bread? Okay. Okay. I know I always call them the knots. It's the knot. I know she. I know her personally. All right. Beth. Beth. I always call you Sister Knot, but Beth, what's the donation? Okay. All right. Chantel.
My usual ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake is coming. All right. Why stop a good thing, right, Chantel? That's it. Bring it on. Rona. Rona. Donation. Okay. Banana. Say again? You said plates? Okay. It's a poorer. Monetary donation, or Benjamins. All right, Alexis. Are you not sure you're gonna make it, Alexis? Well, one day it'll be free. One day we'll all be free. Hallelujah. Cheyenne? Water? Because it's the Cheyenne now for some water. Okay. Kids up! Say it again, kids up. Monetary donation, more Benjamins. I'm gonna have a lot of Benjamins up in here. Might buy me a jet.
Could we keep in mind, if you're gonna donate, you have to do that today. It don't make sense to come in and then start throwing your money into the box. I just let that be known. If they come in, they start throwing it in the box. We don't have to run to the store and all this, and we can do it beforehand.
Well,
if they can donate
right. That would be the case if we was living new moon to new moon, right? But we're not living that way. So we okay.
All right.
They bring it in, they bring it there. Whatever they bring, let them bring, right? Most High is merciful and kind to us. So we're all right. We got to buy something, we can buy it. All right? 7, yes. Con, it starts at 7.
Shabbat.
7. All right. All right. A chef just entered the room. All right. Shayla, what will you be bringing to the new moon? We're doing new moon tomorrow night. So we're figuring out what people are bringing to the new moon. And I saw your culinary excellence enter into the room, and I wouldn't want this to go by without mentioning to you and finding out what would you be bringing. Yeah, so he jumped off the ship quick. What's that? You gonna bring? Vegetarian dish. All right, hallelujah. We need some more vegetables. I guess some kale coming. All right, I think that was the veggie I heard, right?
And a salad kale.
And a salad. Right? So we need that. We need a veggie dish. All right. All right, so we got that accomplished. Hallelujah. All right. Oh. Somebody, where's my soldiers at? Supposed to be talking about the comments.
Jerk chicken.
Who's bringing jerk chicken?
Miss Ellie.
Is Ellie? Is we? Okay.
So hold on. I don't see. All praises.
I see $2.
Jerk chicken, bow tie, pasta, casserole.
It said jerk chicken,
bow tie, pasta, casserole.
She said she's working on it though.
That's like that Rasta pasta we had back in the day. All right. Yeah. We got it.
So yeah, like the chief minister said, please make sure that if you go outside, stretch your legs, get a little air. Make sure you're either going to be in your car or you're going to be inside. I really don't want nobody in the parking lot at all. All right? A lot of hanging out in the parking lot. That's what he texted me. So that's the complaint. They don't. I guess we're taking up, crowding around their business. You know what I mean? Maybe people don't want to come. I don't know. But they want us. They don't want us hanging out in the parking lot. All right. Until we get our own spot where we can have our parking lot. We can be out there all day, all night. Con? Baruch, yes. We said what? Over here, like the blood bank? Well, we haven't got no complaints of us being over there. If you want to hang out over there, be my guest. Why not? You know what I mean? So, yeah, like where the blood bank is at, behind the blood bank, where we park at, extra parking. You can stand over there if y'all want to, talk and just hang out by your car. I mean, but right here in this parking lot right here, they pretty much don't, want anybody hanging out, no gathering. So that was the complaint. All right. Gone?
Gone.
All right.
All right. So, by show of hands, how much of you are going to be involved with the Purim gift exchange? By show of hands, how much want to be involved with the Purim gift exchange? Okay. So Malachi and Naomi, that'll take too long. Give them a paper, okay, so they can write their name.
All right.
All right, and write your name and write whether you are a male or a female, whether you are a Ish or a Isha, right? A man or a woman. All right. I would say a he or a she, but that really confuse everybody. Because if you're a who or a he, right? You'll be lost. You don't come to Hebrew class. You'll be lost. So whether you're an Ish or an Isha, Ish is a man, and Isha is a woman. Or you can put man, or you can put male. To everybody that got their hand up.
Everybody that has their hand up.
What are you doing, Malcolm? Just hand them a paper. Keep it moving. Take a picture. Faster. All right. Remember, how many papers you took?
I took one for him and one
for
for
him.
me.
Okay. All right. Everybody wants to be involved in the Purim gift exchange. Put your name on that paper that's handed to you and put whether you are a male or a female. Fold the paper in half and then fold the paper in half. Because we're going to come back around and collect those papers from you. Do not put the paper away, don't put it in your bag, don't put it in your pocket. Put your name on the paper, put whether you are a male in Ish or a female in Isha, and your name. Fold it up. Fold it twice. Everybody, that hand is up. If you want to be involved, I would like to be involved. I'm going to get a paper. Back to. All right. Everybody that wants to be involved.
Keep your hand up.
Keep your hand up. Hold on. Listen, hold on. We're not doing absentees yet. These are people in the room. Because we have to do absentees a different way. They have to be done in we have to do absentees a different way. So if you already have an absentee, just hand it to me. All right. If you have an absentee person that you want that will be involved in the gift exchange, right? We're going to come back around and give you a paper, and you're going to give that paper to me, right? And remember to write whether it is a male or a female on the paper. You have to write your name and whether you are a male or a female, whether you are a boy or a girl, whether you are Ish or an Isha. I need you to write that on the paper. My first paper doesn't say.
But Shaba, I thought the men were getting the men.
Yeah, but last year we had a mix-up, and we need to know.
Because in our Hebrew name, sometimes the name,
sometimes
a female and male have the same name. You know what I mean? It can happen.
Who gave you this just now? You? came to that.
No, I need a paper.
Separate. Because last year got messed up. And so we gotta do it separate. You gotta hold it up.
Now, is there any absentee males that are?
They're gonna do them separate from this, yeah.
No, if it's gone, then take a picture. You got right, you right.
Oh, now.
Yeah, that was after.
Okay, gotcha.
So now, anybody got an absentee person they would like to submit?
So Shalom, write down the absentee.
Oh, wait, before you do that, papers from on the men's side. Yeah, that's what the pictures you gave me.
Yeah, but now you gotta know. But how do you keep track of that?
That's what happens at
Write a list. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta write a list. Huh? You wrote a list?
Right.
I didn't put Esau.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know.
Hold it up, Charlotte. Yes, fold it twice.
You didn't tell me anything.
Fold it one time, and then fold it again.
What she gotta say, otherwise I'm not putting it in there for her.
But this is with the females. Yes, yeah.
Who's this? Okay. David.
Maya? Or the deacon? We know that they weren't, or what if they go?
Shemayim said for her name in. You put it in? But you didn't tell nobody. Yeah, but we gotta keep track of the absentee people because somebody has to pick for them. Otherwise, we're gonna get mixed up. Because last year we got messed up.
I'll put up the little paper when I get the name.
All right, did anybody else give absentee, or Cheyenne?
Okay.
You get a paper? Cheyenne needs a paper. Cheyenne, you get a paper. Ronald?
Put,
You get a paper?
Shalom.
You get what? Okay, you want to do one for Yawasa? Okay. Just put his name and put
Now
there.
I need the bowl. Okay. What about this one? Shalom, you got all the names? You got Shemayim?
I got Shemayim, I got Yawasa, I got Kazara.
Quara.
I got Kayla. I got Quara. You put Quara in there?
I'm about to.
I got
Paper
the
come
papers
back.
being handed to me, so I know what's going on. All right, anybody else? It seems like some people did that already. McCoy? Oh, your brother, okay. Did you put a paper in for him? You want me to put it in for him? Okay.
Yes. Althea said put her in too. Tell them to put it in. I don't know. Yeah.
Una?
That's not.
I know that.
Oh, okay.
Give her.
Oh, okay. Give it to.
All right.
This is Quara.
Okay. I got Shemayim, Kayla.
So you wanted the right one?
You're gonna have to go down the list. Make sure we got everybody. Can somebody put Althea in?
Okay, for them. Okay.
You have Noyas? Okay. Noyas.
Yes.
Females? Males? Okay.
No. Hold on.
She said to put her down for turkey next for
Althea.
Okay. Is this?
She
Okay.
said she putting turkey next.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
This is for you?
My sister.
Okay, so she's not here. We gotta know, because somebody gotta pick for her, okay? Sophia.
Sophia.
Okay. Yeah, how do you spell his name? I don't know. You have no idea?
Lights is all right. Yeah, I'm not.
And Nashawn.
Yeah, I got lemon pepper.
I'll do Nashawn. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll need to.
You still have to verify my list, send my paper.
Well, ask them. Oh, the same amount of
Yeah, came up.
That's what I thought you was gonna do. I mean, no, Noah. Shemaiah. Find the one that's Shemaiah.
I don't know what's next. Be on my list. Ryan came up. Y'all saw these names going?
No, I did not see what the names going yet, because I didn't put it in there. I thought you were gonna do them separate.
Yeah. Started coming. People put them in already. So I keep saying Tony Clark. I told you.
Yeah, but I could have went in and got the names out.
Keep going through it. I don't know if everybody.
I didn't put absolutely.
Well, I understand.
Do we get all the papers? Did everybody get a paper that wanted the paper? Do we receive all the papers? Everybody that want to be involved in the Purim gift exchange? All right, gotta give me a paper. You get a paper out?
No.
All right, so one or two papers you need. You need. They're not for applicants. It's just. Well, I know I'm writing her down.
Oh, you got the red pen.
I know.
I'm gonna give you oh, you were doing the.
You know what you do? The name that you have? Just call them up. They're not here.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not worried about my list. People who want to say it. My list is everybody. I know these people.
All right, well, we gotta have to verify it once they pick them.
Tell me to give it a.
Go ahead.
I wrote on
Just have them come up. Or go around.
All right, so now everyone that raised their hand, you're gonna have to pick a paper out the container. So don't disappear yet. We're coming around now. All right. So everybody that raised their hand, everybody that put a paper in, has to pick a paper out. Everybody understand that? Javier will have the females, and Marshall will have the males. So he's gonna come around. If you put a paper in there, take the paper out. Somebody put my name in there? Fuck it.
No. Yeah, that's messed up.
It could be random.
Yeah, we ain't doing the work. Male, female is female. No. You gotta pick from a male if you're a male, you gotta pick from a female if you're a female. Put into the female, you pick out of the female. Anybody make gifts? Female. Yeah.
You know how females are. You buy them something cheap.
Okay. You buy a male a pen.
You buy a female.
Sister be like, wait, write something down. Up to you.
You put his name in there. You put your name in here. You gotta pick one. You got whoever.
You put the paper in. Only people that put the paper in take one out. And when you take the paper out, read the name on the paper.
Make sure you can read
if
the name.
If it's not your name, keep it. If it is your name, put it back.
Put it back. Right.
Pick another paper and then put it back.
Right. Put your name in here. Come on now, stop looking at names, man.
All praises.
Yeah, I'm just fumbling and
The only one, it disappeared.
Okay, listen.
I was looking at the name. I'm like, no, I'm not.
I already know your name.
I'm not telling you.
Here's the rest of the women. Yeah. You could end this, right?
Sorry.
Just put it back.
What? Yeah, we have to be back by 5. March 6th.
You counting them? And there's 12 papers in there?
Well, I put it into that. And for like